pasta in your hood. It tastes like heaven. And we eating pasta and it good.
Alright, let's start it there.
Yeah. We've been to Koreas before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain Hiroroni Kenshin. We kick it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Hey, we got ups, but I wouldn't say we beef. How the saying goes, it's a two-way street. Bring me on the pipe and you know they had a tweak. I'm just trying to lay my name, you get what I'm speaking. We entertain the masses and anywhere that we can. There's some asshole think that he can press the lead and put the whole squad down, get out within the weekend. But we stars, boys, so continue, go and see. We've been to Koreas before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain Hiroroni Kenshin. We kick it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Talk big game till you load it ain't one. Got your nails on this track's another freight ton. Not a single dub, so you gotta make one. Gee, yeah, dumb and trying to cook some great stuff.
You can keep ducking, this be the season. We're hot when we down and new in our treasures while casually pressing your buttons. You keep pretending and nothing, but we can tell you we frontin'. Try threatening us with a poker, but your face looking all flushed. And we calling out all the bluffs and we telling you what is left. And we saying enough's enough, but you trying to keep acting tough. If you really think that you run, let me tell you, you ain't the one. Cause the song will be nothing speakers and the whole team finna pump it, y'all.
We've been to Koreas before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain Hiroroni Kenshin. We kick it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? We eating pasta in your hood. It tastes like heaven. And we eating pasta and it good. Yeah.
We will see how it goes. Oh, man. We shall see how it goes. How goes the unending worship of filament and burr of the print of a hotbed? I haven't done anything today. I just got home like about an hour ago. We'll probably mess with it tomorrow. For those that are curious, I did link in the thing. Excuse me. I did link in the thing. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. The main playlist I play from White Bat Audio. So. If you're interested in that, there you go. I don't have a playlist for like Club Doom. I just play like a small like set of some of my favorite songs of his that I know I won't get claimed by using. Because he's done some cover stuff. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. I appreciate it. Excuse me. By the way, excuse me. Holy cow. By the way, did you know that memberships are as little as $1? And you can gift memberships. If you want to gift memberships, you can gift them for as low as $1. So.
Oh my God, she's got milkers.
Well, thank you for the 5.
At the Professor King 1911 discovered Mom has milkers and gave $5. Are you at least prepared for this winter storm, dear?
I don't know. We'll talk. We can talk about that for a few minutes, I guess. I don't see any problem with that. Excuse me. We can talk about that. That'll be fun, wouldn't it? All right, don't obviously dox yourself. I mean, it's kind of hard to dox yourself when this winter storm is going to affect like 40 out of the 50 states. And even if it doesn't directly affect your state, apparently you're going to get like blow over from it if you live in California, excuse me. Like maybe you'll get rain or overcast or whatever. Well, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Enjoy your emotes. By the way, if you become a member for as little as $1, you get access to every single emote that we have. I hope I'm not late. You just got here. Chat, did you know tonight I was like maybe I should just take the night off. I'm kind of tired, but then I was like, no, I probably won't get the chance to talk about this tomorrow. You know, if I didn't actually have to go in tomorrow, I probably would have taken the night off. Probably would have gotten the night off. Or not gotten, I would have taken the night off. So let me tell you, chat. Let me tell you what's going on. If you do not live in the United States, okay, there is a winter storm that has been brewing over the last couple of days. They are saying this is going to be the most severe and angry terror-inducing winter storm that we have this year. They're saying it's historic. Everything is historic these days. Excuse me. But it's okay. It's okay. But like, so from what I am told, this storm is going to be really bad in some places, and it's going to be decent in others. I have no idea where I fall, honestly. They're saying I could get... well, okay, so the way it works is you either are going to get record snow or you're going to get record ice rain. I don't know which one is I don't know which one is going to be worse. You know, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't know which one is going to be considered worse. I know that both have the chances of, fucking what is it? I know both have the chances of destroying people's, fucking electricity. There it is. Yeah, electricity. But other than that, you know, other than that, like, I don't know. I'm interested. I don't know. Hope the cats living under my house are okay. Ice is so much worse. That's fair. I used to live in California, or not California. Well, I did live in California, but I used to live in Idaho. And in Idaho, we had very nice snow. Now, granted, I don't think I ever went without power because I lived in, I lived not in a city, but I lived in a town. But I was told, my roommate was like, if anything, you should expect no power for maybe a day or two. So we'll see. Historically bad in that it will make people uncomfortable and not affirm genders. Okay. Damn. I did not know that the snow could do that. But yeah, so what happened is at my job, my boss, I asked my boss like the morning, I was like, so what's going to happen? This is supposed to roll in Saturday night, Sunday. And the boss is like, you're just going to show up. And if we tell you to not show up, you won't show up. And I was like, okay, we're probably going to show up and we're probably just going to show up and have to work basically on Saturday, tomorrow. And I was okay with that because like the big shit didn't start for a while, at least for me. Thank you for the 2. I tried to start my car. The battery died because of the cold. I am sorry to hear that. I hope you're able to get that restarted. Excuse me. So it's not supposed to be bad until like later tomorrow. But like midway through my shift, we got a call, and the boss is like, "Hey, the foreman decided that we're just gonna shut down the building. You know, the warehouse is gonna get shut down on Saturday, and nobody's coming in." And I was like, well, fuck, I kind of wanted to work that. I kind of wanted to work. I kind of wanted to work, but I can make this fine. You know, I can just stream extra tomorrow, you know, do fun stuff tomorrow with chat. You know, I was already planning on just enjoying the day tomorrow. But, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. And so I start making plans. I even tell chat in Discord, which, by the way, if you haven't yet, you should join the Discord. But I tell people in the Discord, I was like, hey, we're going to stream tomorrow all day because I don't have work tomorrow. And then I finish my work for the day. I go to the lead because the lead has to let you go. And the lead is like, oh, yeah, they changed their mind. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait. They changed their mind? What do you mean they changed their mind? And he's like, so we're not going to work the whole day because of the time that it's supposed to start snowing. Or raining. And instead, what's going to happen is you're going to come in for a half day and we're going to send people home before it gets bad. Missing a day of work due to weather isn't going to hurt you. Very true. Very, very, very true. And like I said, I was fine missing the day. But then they're just like, you know what? We can do a half C for tomorrow. So we're doing a half C tomorrow. I'm okay with that. Honestly. Again, like I said, making money is like my big thing. You know, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh gosh, is that gonna play?
From MommaOcco.
There it goes.
Adams
Sorry about that.
3 cent $4.99 for more hats. Occo, something amazing happened today. For the first time in 5 years, gas in California is below $4.
Congratulations.
Too bad Newscom will screw that up.
I'm happy for you. I don't know where you live where it's that low, but I'm happy for you. Thank you for the 10. Let's see if I fix the spam
the
settings.
landlords have been tipped $10 by at Internet Sin
I hope I
Master
did.
89
Thank you for the 10.
Hassan Disrespecter. As a PNW native, I'm just sitting here watching the South/East freak out about this snowpocalypse/ice rain hell and going, first time? Midwesterners are probably like, PFFT. Amateurs, right now.
Okay, I did fix it. Thank God. Yeah, I'm like, again, Akko is Jewish and bisexual, yes. I am used to like actual snow, not like intense snowstorms, but I have like lived in very cold states where snow was like a normal part of the year, you know? Sorry, I'm gonna sit up here. And so that I'm used to. I'm also used to power outages. When I lived in Texas, power outages for some reason in Houston are just like a normal occurrence. I had more power outages in Texas during the couple of years that I lived there. I had more of them there than I probably feel like I'm going to get in like a couple years living where I currently live. Granted, I don't really live in a very snowy area, so, you know, that's not that big of a deal. I guess what I'm trying to say is just like, fuck Houston. Houston, we do have a problem, and it's your fucking city. No, but like I'm used to power outages. For those that were around, maybe like not last year, but the year before, which is kind of young into the Akko career. Some people might remember when the hurricane happened. I was in the hurricane. And that was very fun actually. I remember like not having power for like a day. But like people didn't have power for like 3 to 4 weeks, and that was like I remember working for Amazon during that time, and I was just like, half of these people aren't open, so I can't deliver to them because the businesses are closed because they have no power. And of course, you know, Texas had that freeze a couple years ago as well. I was part of that. That wasn't so bad. That isn't so bad. Are they still repairing the wreckage from the hurricane? I have no idea. I don't have any contacts in Houston that still would that would be able to tell me all that kind of stuff. But I imagine maybe. Not saying too much. I guess, what job do you have? I'm not gonna say. I'll say warehouse. That's close enough. But that's about it, honestly. All I'm going to say is they were planning on shutting down the entire warehouse because of not just road conditions, but fears of electricity outages. And then they decided tomorrow that since it's not going to immediately start like having issues, you know, since the snow/rain isn't going to immediately start till later in the day, they're like, you know what, we'll just work you for a couple of hours and then you can go home. You know? That's the plan. So I will come home. I probably won't do like an all-day stream like I was planning, which is why I'm streaming tonight, honestly. And tomorrow's stream is going to be special, chat. I'll talk about why it's going to be. In fact, I'll make it the first thing I talk about tonight as to why it is special. But tomorrow I have, it's been a while since I've had Dama on stream. I think the last time I had Dama on dedicated is because, and I think it's been a while since I had her on because the last time I was having internet problems and we just haven't had a chance. But like, we like talking about body cam footage stuff, or really just like true crime. And I feel like because of a certain lolcow getting national attention on Twitter, I feel like now is the time that I can show this lolcow off to people. you know? So that is going to be tomorrow's main thing. Obviously, I've encouraged her to bring other body cam footage stuff, but I am specifically going to share a locale that I have not talked about on camera really that much, just because like I don't really talk about a lot of locales that I'm interested in observing, but I feel like the situation now, I feel like it's the proper moment, you know? You wait for proper moments, and there you go. You'll see. You'll see, chat. You'll see. Talking about Boogie. I heard Boogie said the N-word, which is hilarious in my personal opinion. I heard that he did that, and I was just like, really? But Boogie... You know, you guys, like... you all know that, like, Locale Live is fake, right? Like, it's not a legitimate, real show. Like, it is not... It's not real. Locale Live is fake. It's 100% fake. And anything they do on that show is fake, specifically to denigrate... Now, I will say the denigration of these people is real. It is 100% real. But they're all fake. It's manufactured. You know? Now, to be fair, if you are okay with it being fake, that's fine. You know, as long as you know it's fake, that's like the biggest part in my personal opinion. But like, yeah, that's the that I do feel like I have to say that specifically just because just because. But, you know, hold on a moment. YouTube is being weird. Okay. I'm not even going to look at YouTube then, because YouTube is lying to me. But yeah, so it's like Jerry Seinfeld. Not like Seinfeld. Although, it's like, fucking, what's it called? Jerry Springer. It's like Jerry Springer. If that's right. I'm trying to remember. There's a bunch of different shows or fake shows that exist. I'm trying to remember the names. I'm not sure if Wings is in on the joke. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Anyway, no, it is not Boogie that I am talking about tomorrow. I'm sure some of you in the chat know who I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, so I feel like tomorrow's going to be a good one. And then Sunday we'll look at like a Sunday Fun Day stream. Cuz for those that don't know, my schedule changed. And it changes monthly. But my schedule changed, and now I work Monday through Thursday, which isn't really what I want. I kind of would prefer to, like, work through the weekend and then get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. I appreciated those days off. But I can't really petition my boss to not do that. So we'll make do with what we have. This means that my all-day streams will shift from Wednesday to probably Sunday. Probably. We'll see. Either Sunday or Friday. We'll see. It just depends right now, because honestly, I'm still getting used to the schedule change, all that kind of shit. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway. You got the days most people would dream getting off. Yeah, but I don't want Sundays off. I would prefer to have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Listen, I'm autistic as fuck, and I like having the same days off that I've always had off. I don't want the days off that, like, everybody wants. I want my days off. If that makes sense. It's whatever, though. We'll make do. We'll find something fun. I'm not gonna call it Hump Day if I do it on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'll call it something funny, you know. Hump Day yippies will get lonely. Oh, we'll get it back next month, I think. Anyway, before we get like super duper into today. I want to remind you guys, and you know, I think for how well we did We did a pretty good job of it. All right. You know, we did a pretty good job. I'm never going to say, I'm not going to say never, you know. We need, what is it, 148 pledges in the next 18 hours in order to get the Yippies. For those that don't know, this is just a pledge right now for something to come. If it does not come, like if we don't get all of the goal, it will refund you the $2.
At Internet Cinemaster 8952 tipped $5 to the Lost Cause. If you do it on Friday, I'd suggest calling it Femboy Fridays.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. It's a funny idea, though. So yeah, we need to get 148 if we want the project to go forward. I'm not gonna beg somebody like Boblax to like fund 2/3 or excuse me 3/4 of my project. If it doesn't get it, it doesn't get it. You know, there's always next time. You know, and to be honest with you, even if we don't get it, I had another idea. I had another idea for another individual that I think can do it. So this is Kusa. I'm not gonna preemptively I'm not gonna preemptively say go do this, but like if it fails, I know Kusa is really good at making dolls. Here, I'm gonna scroll down. Kusa makes crocheted dolls. They also make regular plushies as well. I will say their plushies are going to be way more expensive, but they do make custom. They do custom crochet and they do custom plushies as well. And they also do figures as well, custom figures. So you know, if we don't meet the goal, I am probably going to ask them for a crochet because the crochets are not that expensive. 15-centimeter dolls are like $40 plus shipping. And the dolls are really good. I have one of my old outfit, and it looks really nice. So, you know, if we don't meet it, and I will say it will be more expensive, okay? Because I believe they ship from across the ocean. But like if it doesn't hit, this will be like somewhere you can go if you would really like to have a Yippee plushie. This is probably where I'm gonna go if I want a Yippee plushie. So yeah, that's the plan. If we don't get it, but hey, if you haven't yet considered it, Yippies need homes. Yippies need forms for homes. So consider pledging. The thing ends in 18 hours, and yeah. Handmade crochet, yes. Everything that Kusa does is handmade. I believe, yeah. Even the dolls are handmade. Like I think that you get the custom. You have to get a custom design, and then you can just ask them to make them. I think you can do bulk orders. But you would have to get a bunch of people, and at that point, I would rather just like negotiate for another thing. I don't know. I know they've done stuff for fucking what is it called, Face Connect. So you know they're pretty good at what they do. You know, pretty good at what they do. It's more or less just like, but yeah. So I think that if the Yippies don't succeed, I'm probably gonna just get a Yippee crochet from them. And then we'll go from there. And by the way, guys, I did want to mention as well, I was like waiting for the campaign to be over because like you guys might remember, I also have a Yippee 3D print that I can make. I don't know if you guys remember, but like there is a 3D printable Yippee that I can print. What I might do is, for those that want to paint it, I might just send you an all white Yippee, and you can paint it if you want. You know, like a Warhammer mini paint. So if you want to buy one of those from me, I am willing to sell them to you. I have not like set up anything for that, but like there is 3D Yippies that you can buy. The only one that is in existence right now is sitting on my shelf next to a bunch of other merchandise that I own. So if that's something you're interested in, I am working on getting that worked on too. But I didn't want to like throw a whole bunch of stuff out at once. I didn't want to throw out a whole bunch of like merchandise options at once because I don't want to make it sound like I'm begging for people to buy shit because like I'm not. But like if you want a 3D printed one that you can paint, that is something I'll start working on offering after this campaign is over. So Warhammer, you mean Wokehammer? Fair. Anyway, that's enough of that. Again, I do appreciate everybody that did decide to buy. Hey, somebody else bought one. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate everybody that did pledge to the Yippee drive. I'm going to be honest with you. It does warm my heart to know that many. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think that I would get as far as to, get as many as I did. So, the fact that even 50 people wanted one is like pretty cool in my personal opinion. So, I appreciate that. And even if it doesn't succeed, I appreciate, hey, again, you guys get your money back. You get your $2 back, after the fact. And, we can move on and, maybe we'll do it again another day. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I think we should move on. We'll move on from that, I hate being a bro. Listen, you don't have to apologize. Listen, I don't want you to apologize. If you can't contribute, that's okay. I'm not gonna be like the quartering who's begging people for money. I am not gonna, I guess the quartering recently has been telling people I need 2,000 subs. And if I don't get 2,000 subs, I'm going to have to shut down my show. Oh, excuse me. Which is hilarious in my personal opinion. That's quite a way to try and emotionally blackmail your audience, If it doesn't happen, oh well, exactly. I'm not gonna cry over it. I'm gonna say that like the fact that we got 50 is pretty cool. I have my Yippee keychains. Nice. Is he still begging? Yes. In fact, he's at the point where he is telling his audience that like he's not the only one that he what he's like doing right now. You know what? Would you guys like, okay, so unironically, the quartering is so desperate to be he is so desperate to try and prove himself, because what he's been doing recently, and I've kind of been following along with this as it's been covered on the Casino, which we stand, by the way, as until they do something stupid. But like what he's been doing is he's been getting up on camera and telling everybody how poor he is. And then the next day he's showing everybody like these exorbitant purchases he's making. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't mind if you are somebody that does want to live the rich life if you've got the money. Hey, if you've got the money, live that good life. I don't have a problem with him owning a Cybertruck, very expensive vehicle that I never ever want to own because Tesla is Tesla. Or if you want to own an RC track, a custom RC track that's like super duper expensive. You know, I don't mind all that stuff. The problem is you can't live the lifestyle or like show off the lifestyle. You can't do that and then also beg your audience for money, because then you just look like an asshole. You just look like a fucking asshole, in my personal opinion. So, what he did recently, and this is like one of those things that like burns the bridges. It really does burn the bridge, in my personal opinion, of trying to prove a point. What he ended up doing is he got into a fight with his audience. And I don't really know where this spawned, but like he got into a fight with his audience, and I think what we'll do is I'll show off the clip. Here, I'll show the clip here. Give me one moment. See if I can find the clip. Give me. Is that it? It might be. Oh no, I think this is somebody else's clip. I don't want to. So what he ends up doing is, you guys know D-Day Cobra, Geeks and Gamers. And what ended up happening is Cobra, the owner of Geeks and Gamers, found out that like Jeremy was like just being an asshole. He was just being an absolute fucking asshole to Geeks and Gamers, to Nerdrotic, to all of these people that, in my personal opinion, don't really deserve it, because Jeremy the Quartering was trying to make the point that Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and Yellow Flash had all fallen off with him, and that's just not the case. It is just not the case that any of these other people have been given the exact same like fall off as the Quartering. And I want to go through it. Thank you for ordering the plushie. I appreciate it. Deeply appreciate it. I want to go through it. It's like a 30-minute video.
Obviously, Occo is a bad example because it's
and I think that you guys will find it funny.
At the Professor Keem 1911
Thank
tipped
you, I appreciate
$5
that.
to the Lost Cause. Quartering needs to go on Caleb Hammer's show just so Caleb can yell at him.
I would agree. I would agree. I don't want to go. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to go through it, but like it is 30 minutes, and I do want to like move through some other stuff. Here, what we'll do is if we have time later tonight, or I could push it to tomorrow, we could watch the Geeks and Gamers, or excuse me, I could watch Cobra's video on it here. But like, I do like that his thumbnail is literally just aping the Quartering. It's really funny. That is really funny. But like, I think the short and skinny of it, if we don't get to it tonight, is that Geeks and Gamers, Cobra, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, proves that the Quartering is full of shit, because the Quartering tries to use analytics from one website to just say, oh, they all are suffering as much as me. And Cobra had a lot of rebuttals, least of which was just like, I stopped making videos on these channels. Of course I'm going to lose viewers. Which is funny because Jeremy pumps out like 5 to 10 videos a fucking day and can't break 100,000 on a lot of them sometimes. But like, whenever somebody like Nerdrotic or somebody like Geeks and Gamers puts out a video, or the Critical Drinker, all of these other people, they can get the steam. It's obviously not the same steam as like last year or the year before, because the culture war, and I say that with quotation marks, but the culture war, in my opinion, has done a bit of a simmer down. It's definitely simmered down to the point where you can't just sit and complain all day. And I don't think all of these people do. All of these people are very interesting, you know. Like Nerdrotic. I subscribed to him back when he made that Stranger Things videos, when I decided to subscribe to him, because I'd known about him, but I didn't really watch a lot of his stuff. Nerdrotic is like a really good movie reviewer. Like, that's the other thing that's really funny is a lot of these people that Jeremy blasts, he has no idea what kind of content they make. He's just like, oh, all these culture war people, they're losing steam just like I am. And it's just like, no, they're really not. They're doing decent. And like, what's funny is Cobra does show his super chat analytics, which was insane because like most of the time it's kind of taboo to talk about how much money you make, but he shows his analytics for how much money he made, and it was insane. Thank you for the 10, I appreciate it.
Master 8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Quarter Pounder never figured out that he needed to actually collab with others if he wants to actually continue his success. The flesh tuber meta changed boy. Well, either adapt or die.
What's funny is the Quartering does collab with people, but he pays them money. He pays all of these people to show up on his show like $1,000 a stream per person. And, you know, that's really nice to do. If I had the ability to pay my friends to like show up on my streams and do stuff with me, I would do that. I definitely would do that because I wish I could. I can't because I can't afford that because I have money that I would like to throw into savings and I have money that I need to save for other things I need to pay for. But if I could pay people to show up on a show and do things with me, I would. But instead, what I do and what pretty much every single other person does. By the way, every single time I've appeared on other people's stuff, they haven't paid me, and I don't need them to pay me because you know what I get instead? You know what I get? You know what everybody gets instead when they show up on these shows? They get to show up and make friends, and they get to network with people and quote unquote get paid in exposure. But and it sounds funny, but that's like literally how it works. If you show up on like you know, I show up on side scrollers, and side scrollers audience is exposed to me. Some of them already know who I am, some of them don't, and if they're interested in somebody that likes to talk about drama, they follow me, and they wouldn't have known about me had I not shown up there. And that's just like, that's how the networking works. But Jeremy doesn't understand that, and instead he pays his people. He has like 2 or 3 people. He has Melanie Mack, he has the other girl, and then he has the former Tim Cast guy, and he pays them each $1,000 a show appearance. $1,000 a show appearance per person. And if you have all 3 of them on there like 2 to 3 times a week, that's a lot of money. Now, granted, I don't know how often he actually like has these people on, but apparently he's at a deficit of $20,000 a month because of this. And I'm just like, again, the only person I have that I actually pay is Temp, and I pay Temp because he doesn't just he doesn't show up on. I don't pay him for showing up. I pay him for working on my computer. Speaking of which, Temp's getting a bank account soon, so you can throw money at him and then shock him with his dog collar. I hope you guys are excited about that. But the point I'm trying to make is just like, Jeremy doesn't really seem to understand, if that makes sense. And so, you know, he struggles. Whereas a lot of these other people, you know, they all come together, they all make friends, they all like give their thumbs up of approval, and then like, you know, when people go onto their own shit, you know, they get followed and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of how it works. You know, you network with people that like are like-minded with you, and you know, you don't fuck around with any of them, and you're nice and all that kind of shit, and it pays you back basically, whether it's people finding your content or, you know, whatever, you know. And that's why I will never beg another YouTuber to pay me. This I can say is like, pay me to come on your show. It's like, fuck that. I'll take the free exposure. Temp getting a bank account before GTA 6. I think he has one now. He didn't even have a family account. He just like he just didn't have one, you know. All they do is whine and complain. I would say some of them do. I would say some of them do, because I don't watch a lot of them specifically because a lot of them whine and complain. But again, I also really like, and this is why I like Stuttering Craig a lot as a creator. He's actually working to change the culture, and I would say the same about Yellow Flash as well, because Yellow Flash has a lot of problems with Comicsgate and the people from Comicsgate. You know what Yellow Flash did? He made a comic. He made an actual comic. And that's like a rare thing, to have somebody to just complain about stuff and then make something. So whenever one of these guys makes something, if it's not like an outright scam like Ethan Van Sciver or Vito the Pedo Gesualdi, then I think that like they're objectively like better, you know. I'm trying to remember fucking the Umbrella Man. Umbrella Man made a good comic too. I don't know if anybody else bought that, but that was like one of the first pieces of like creator merch that like I owned, was like Umbrella Man's comic that he made. That was good. I don't know if anybody read that, or maybe I'm just weird, but I liked the Umbrella Man's comic. I thought it was good. I thought it was all right, you know. So I used to watch EVS. I am not very well versed in the EVS like train. I'm just not. But like, it is my understanding after watching the Comicsgate documentary by that one guy, that EVS like figured out that he made a lot of money just complaining, and he decided to just do that. He decided to just do that and not do anything else. Raging Golden Eagle has a comic, yeah. Razor Fist even is a comics guy now. Yeah, it's just like, you know, if you transition from being always complaining to complaining but then adding to the culture, I don't mind if you complain. I'm gonna be honest. You know, if you want to say, hey, I hate this, but then here's my own take, I'd say that's okay. I'm okay with that, you know. I think that's more than okay. But if you're just gonna complain all the time and do nothing about it, then yeah, it's kind of hard for me to enjoy your content, because eventually I'm gonna get tired of it. EVS makes good comics. Used to make good comics. He doesn't make comics now. He just sits and complains about Eric July. By the way, Eric July, a guy who is actually making comics. That was a really funny thing. Is like EVS starts complaining about Eric July, a black man that's making comics, and I don't know how good they are. I've heard some people say they're kind of mid, but like, dude like is trying to rip down a guy who just wants to make his own comics. It's so weird. I don't get it, you know. Self-hating black, that's weird. I want to buy Ripa's first album. Yeah, I have heard that like fucking Eric July. I have not heard anything but good stuff about Eric July, other than just like that one problem he had with the patent, where he was fighting that church. Well, fighting. It was more like he was trying to figure out a patent infringement with the church, and and the church like settled with him, and like he was able to figure it out right after like everybody said that was like the end of his comic or some shit like that. And it wasn't. And he made a shit ton of money. The ISOM issue. Yes, I remember that. That was funny. Oh, man. Speaking of Comicsgate. I did mention Dick Masterson and Vito the Pedo Gesualdi. I was really happy, chat. I was really happy because... and Dick Masterson is another one of those lolcows where I don't even really talk about them very much, because like it's a slow burn kind of he's a slow burn kind of lolcow where he just does what he does, and he restarted the biggest problem in the universe with a guy who calls himself a pedophile, Vito Gesualdi, and they started attacking Eric July too, and it really fell on their face because Vito was like, oh, I'm going to make my own comic, and $300,000, and 2 years later, there's no comic. It's basically like the fans got scammed. And Dick Masterson really suffered a lot because of this. And recently, everybody thought that they ended the biggest problem in the universe. Everybody thought that, because like there was some anger brewing with Vito banning all of the people that would super chat them. Now, one thing you have to understand is, while Dick Masterson is a bit of a retard, he knows what makes him money, and that what makes him money is having somebody get like made fun of. And for him, that was Vito. Vito was the guy that like he brought up there to have people make fun of, if that makes sense. And so like Vito made them the money. Or partially did. It's like when Arch brought Dev on screen and people like read at Dev. But the problem is that Vito banned all of these people. And so Dick Masterson gave him an ultimatum. And the ultimatum was, hey, if you don't stop banning, if you don't hand over your mod powers, we're going to end the biggest problem in the universe. And Vito fucked up and didn't give an answer. And so Dick Masterson said, all right, we're done with the biggest problem in the universe. And everybody collectively cheered. Because it's like, oh my gosh, he kicked Vito. Which is like the meme that people had for 5 years. It's like, oh, kick Vito, get rid of the pedo. Oh wait, are people... Is my stream okay? People are saying blackouts. Rolling blackouts. Are people... Oh, I don't know if that's me, but I still have power. Anyway, sorry, my apologies. But like what ended up happening is like they ended the biggest problem in the universe and everybody was happy about that. And now I'm hearing that like they made up and the show might continue. And I'm like, bro, you can't do that. You can't just have this big thing where you're like, all right, I'm going to fucking kick Vito Giswaldi. And because he won't give up his mod powers and everybody hates him, and then bring him back. I just like, if that actually happens, then Dick Masterson really is non-savable. And yes, Dick Masterson is his name. I was just like, bro, you are so fucking retarded. That was me. Fair enough. Hero, I hope you stay warm. Stay warm. Don't waste your battery power on a VTuber on the internet. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you, but like, please make sure that you have enough power for you yourself and you. But yeah, so the whole Comicsgate group of people is just full of cringe retards, and I'm kind of glad that like Yellow Flash didn't stick around with any of them. And he just went off and did his own thing. Dax Herrera is his real name, is Dick's real name. Very true. Very true. He just calls himself Dick Masterson because he is an idiot. Have I watched Space King? Of course I have. Of course I have. I love Space King. It's amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. Space King is the best. I just don't watch on camera because like I respect the creators enough to not watch it on camera, if that makes sense. Thank you for the 10.
The landlords have been tipped $10 by @InternetZenMaster8952 a Hassan Disrespecter. Eric July and Rippaverse, Iconic Comics and Cayman America /Black Ops /Soulfinder /Butch Killigan. The center /the right has learned to create and have fun. All while EVS and you boys are now what they hate.
Very true. I know what you're talking about with Butch Killigan. I know that artist. I actually think that artist follows me on Twitter. Or used to. Oh, fuck. I can't remember his name. But the artist who did Butch Killigan, I think he followed me for a while. Because he made some funny animations. And I told him I liked them. And then you know, like... I was like fanboying a little bit because I liked his animations. He did the Gila Klein animation that people like to play about Gila Klein. Anyway. Let's move on. I am fucking retarded. But I'm fucking done with the Comicsgate shit, you know? Maybe one day there's a greater stream I could play about it if I could bring on some people that are passionate about it. But, like, the Comicsgate shit, like, it's not quote-unquote over. but like it's over basically. There's nothing more that can really be drawn out of that. It's like with the culture war stuff, it's not necessarily over, but like the things that it started with and stood for are basically dead, and you got to move on. If you're upset with how gay Spider-Man is becoming, just make your own comics. With, I was gonna say Spider-Woman, but Spider-Woman isn't a thing. You can't use Spider-Woman. Just make your own comics is what I'm trying to say. Only thing EVS does that's annoying is talk about Eric. I've been told that he's way more annoying than that, but you know, that's a topic for a different day. Anyway, so I was planning, we are going to talk about Don Lemon. We're going to talk about Don Lemon eventually, because that was the main thing I wanted. That was the big hook that I wanted to talk about. But I wanted to get through some other funny stuff first, because there's a lot of other random little stuff that I found. Some of it I didn't get to talk about on Wednesday. Some of this is kind of just like spawned recently. But let's see here. So we did not get through all of the interview with this guy. Okay, we didn't get through all of it. However, we no longer need to. Okay, no longer do we need to actually go through the entire interview, because instead, the absolute amazing and based Stuttering Craig got an interview with this guy. I don't know how Craig got an interview with the former head mod of live stream fails. This is quite crazy in my personal opinion. And I want to watch that. We'll watch that a little bit later here today. All right, because this is absolutely amazing. I've heard that there's some very funny clips. Apparently there was like a Hassan clip that came out of this. But I want to watch this either tonight or tomorrow, because this, I've heard it's really, really, really good. So, yeah, instead of watching the rest of that interview, because I do feel like the majority of what I wanted to say about it was said on Wednesday, we are going to watch this interview tonight instead, because like he was pulled on. I don't know how Craig did this. Absolute kudos to this man here for doing it. And we are going to watch that a little bit later today, because Labs called him the R word to his face. Oh, that's amazing. Only an Italian would have that much gusto. And that's amazing. I can't keep up. That's why we have you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But before we get to that, I did want to like talk about some other stuff. You know, on the vein of politics, chat. On the vein of politics, you guys know Japan is going through a little bit of a revolution right now. And by a little bit of a revolution, what I mean is they elected a woman. They elected a woman as their prime minister. For some reason, her eyes are closed here. So let me see if I can get a better view of her with her eyes open. They elected a woman as their prime minister. And I know some people were scared, because woman's scary. All right. All women scary. All they know how to do is eat hot chip and lie. And so when people heard that woman was going to be the prime minister of Japan, they had some concerns. Well, immediately this woman like walks in and she does like some of the most based things ever. She has basically closed Japan. She basically closed Japan. It's not really what she did, but she's come in and decided to say that like she's gonna clean house. What you just said, but unironically, Akko, yes. But she's come in and done quite a lot of things. She has said that like she's going to, she basically wants to bring Japan back to like I don't know if original form is really the best way of saying it, but she's gonna like. She wants to protect the country. And I'm going to be honest with you, she has a good reason to protect the country. She's afraid of seeing Japan turn into what a lot of other countries are turning into. And I think she just wants to get ahead of it and stop that from happening. She used to be in a metal band. You know what? She looks like she could be. So one of the things that she did recently, we'll watch this clip. We will watch this clip. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to understand any of it because I have not dedicated myself to learning Japanese yet. But she, according to this here, the Japanese Prime Minister dissolved their House of Representatives. So they are going to have a snap February election. So she just decided to get rid of the House of Representatives. My assumption is that would mean that like all of the chairs for the House of Representatives in their country are just gone. They get to go home. They were fired. And so what's going to happen is my assumption is what that means is they have to remake the House of Representatives again. My assumption is that's what's going to happen. I have no idea. I'm not very well versed in politics, so if I get it wrong, you are more than welcome to correct me. But that's what I assume is going to happen. So she just decided to walk in and say, all of you are going home, you're fired. And as this says here, that her party that she's a part of is very poised to take control. Because a lot of people, all right, not just the people that voted for her, but everybody in Japan likes this woman, except for the Muslims. There's a bunch of Muslims in Japan that are unhappy with her because they have been trying to walk in and impose themselves on Japanese people in ways that some people haven't been happy with. And so the Japanese people have been asking this woman to take action and to basically like, I don't know if they've been begging for the country to get closed, but like this woman is, in my personal opinion, gonna get right up to, if not actually do that, if these people aren't careful, because she does not sound like she is fucking around. It is crazy. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to this clip. I think this is the highest quality. Yes, we are on the highest quality, 826p. I didn't know that was a quality. So we're gonna go listen to this and see what and you guys tell me what you think.
日本国憲法第7条により
There it goes.
衆議院を解散する
Is there? Can I get? No, I can't. Oh, they all seem very happy about it. And there's her. She's posing for everybody. So yeah, she is just like, you're all done. Go home. We'll vote for new people. Maybe you'll get your job back next year or next month. Japan's already very conservative. Well, yes, they are very conservative as a small country. The opposing minister isn't happy with her, so half of it, I imagine so. Like, Japan is already a pretty conservative country, but like they're also 10 years behind people, or behind the U.S. We talked about that, but they're like 10 years behind us.
Noir7774 discovered mom has noticed and gave $5. Sanai 8 Takachi is about to unmask and reveal her true name is Sanai Oda.
Oh my gosh, that's, you know, it's funny you say that. People are saying that, like, well, here, the comment right below you says she's a protege of Shinzo Abe, who was a big friend of the Orange Man. I believe that. And well, what's funny is not only is she a big friend of the Orange Man, I don't have this pulled up. I don't have it pulled up, but like, apparently, Japan is giving America 250 sakura trees this year for America's 250th birthday. I don't know if she had anything to do with that, but like, I believe that she's like buddy with Trump, which, you know, Trump probably wants to do anything he can to help Japan right now. We must import all of the anime to America. Trump wants to import all of the anime and maybe Japanese work. To the chagrin of maybe a couple of weird purists, Trump will import all of the anime, all of the big titty anime women, and then of course all of the lolly flat-chested women for all of the people that are into the lolly flat-chested woman, and they will be in there. Thank you for the 20. I appreciate that.
The landlords have been tipped $20 by at Crundle Bunley 7734.
Will it read it?
Son disrespecter. 10 Oika Bonsai.
Read it pretty fast. Thank you. I appreciate it. Give us more Gundam Japan? Maybe. Japan is going very like hardcore, like fuck America or fuck the Americans that aren't really like they're going in the direction of just being like the Americans don't really respect us, so we're not going to give them very much leverage. At least with the mangakas and some of the anime people, they're just like, America's been fucking with us and we're done with that. So we're gonna do our own thing, and so I'm okay with that. I would still like to get translations to manga and anime that I like, but I would also like it if it was not like done in the way that the person who did it thinks it should be done. So hopefully that AI translation stuff can just like fuck over all of the VAs and translators, because I don't give a shit about them anymore. Japanese importation as opposed to H-1B Indians. Yeah, I would say that Japanese people probably have way more to offer America than a bunch of H-1B Indians. I feel the libtard side of America, as I feel that they hate. No, I would agree with you there. I would definitely agree with you there. 110%. 110%. Oh, goodness. Localization get fucked. No, I agree. Fuck localization and fuck the VAs. We're done with all of them. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to work anymore. They should go learn to code, in my personal opinion. Anyway, I wanted to bring that up because I'm just like, congratulations, Japan. You got lucky with the prime minister who actually gives a fuck about you, and hopefully she cleans house. Hopefully. Vic is a good VA. Vic is a good VA, but like he's not in the same vein as all of the other VAs. That's why I say it the way I do. Vic is the reason why I say fuck VAs. Because he was fucked over. Unironically, there are still people that think that Vic Mignogna like was an evil guy. Like I think Bint. Yeah, it was like Bint. Bint was complaining about Vic Mignogna the other day, and I'm just like, so.
Oh my God, she's got milkers.
Atmos Health 3 discovered mom has milkers and gave $4.99. Japan is our greatest ally.
I agree.
Not Airstrip 1, not the Canucks, and absolutely not the tiny hats. Meanwhile, Trad Cooks and Deemwits are still screwing us.
Yeah. And Trad Cooks and Damwet. I love that. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, that is the case. Why, chat? You just say both sides suck, and you be like me, advocating for less government, and more leave me the fuck alone. Oh goodness. Speaking of Demwits. I like that, Demwits. I don't know if I'll memorize and use that, but that was really funny. I wanted to show you guys a subreddit. Now, don't get upset. Don't get upset, but like I remembered this subreddit existed, and I wanted to show you guys some posts from it because I thought it was funny. Maybe just one or two, because people are weird. just a little bit. And I was reminded the other day while I was on Twitter that this subreddit existed. I love the picture here. Can I get a zoom in of the subreddit picture? No, I cannot. That subreddit picture is the LGBTQ flag and then the trans flag as a cat. What the absolute fuck? What the fuck is this sub? Okay, so this is r/fuck cars. The entire purpose of this subreddit, well, I'm not going to read this here, but it's basically just like all of the people in this subreddit hate cars. They hate what cars do to the environment, and they hate they basically are hyper extreme with cycling and public transit, which in my personal opinion kind of defeats the purpose, because like if you're saying fuck cars but you're still using public transit, I would say that's a little counterintuitive. But yeah, so I wanted to look at this subreddit because I saw a funny meme where people were complaining about a stop sign for cyclists. And I just wanted to look at a couple of these. All right, not too many, because this is one of those things that I definitely think is hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Look at this. So they have 175,000 tired of getting run over members, and then 5.1K car hating communists. I don't know if that's like current people, but that's amazing.
Tipped $10 by at Internet Zen Master 8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Oi, don't talk bad about Sand, New Jersey. The tiny A chats are great for buying military surplus hardware / being a testing ground before we give that tech to Japan.
Amen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, I just wanted to look at this for a moment. I just wanted to, if you've never, ever heard of fuck cars before, I encourage you to look through this subreddit yourself because it is amazing. So what we're going to go is go by best. Yeah, we're just going to go by best. I don't know if that's like best in the last day or not, but like this subreddit is something else. Like some of the posts are normal. Some of the posts are very normal. Like, you know, they're like showing the transformation of an area. Like this one right here. This guy is showing how an area went from an area where people are driving in cars to, oh, now you just walk around and they've restored the area. I'm going to be honest with you. This looks very pretty. The bottom image right here, I don't necessarily mind. Now, to be fair, I feel like there's a small chance this could just be fucking with me and it's AI, but I'm going to trust that it's real. I do like the transformation. This is very old, kind of run down feeling, and this actually looks like they're trying to take care of it, you know, so that's very nice. I don't really mind that it's a walking area myself. Unless, like, that was a very sensitive area where they needed to drive around. But then you get people that are retarded and make weird memes that don't make any sense and talking about how they love taxes. For some reason, these people are all for taxing the ever-living fuck out of cars to the point where fuck cars, basically. So, you know for a fact that Gavin Newsom reads this subreddit. I'm saying that in jest, but I do also think it's partially true. Because like all these people are for taxing the hell out of cars, and Gavin Newsom likes to tax the hell out of cars. So, you know, these people are just weird. These people are just weird. Oh fuck. And then it's just some weird shit that like they post weird shit. They show cars, all that kind of shit. I don't know. It's a weird. Oh, I guess they're like being very political right now. That's right. Because they are a subreddit that like excuse me, not just because it's a subreddit. Because it is Reddit, you know, they're gonna be anti-Trump and anti-ICE and anti-whatever. You know? Like you got this too, where somebody's being a fucking idiot and they're like, oh, if your bike got ran over, I got the details for you, which is weird. But like these people are just exceedingly anti-car. What the fuck is this? This can't be real. This looks like AI. I feel like that's AI right there. I don't know. Reddit is a cesspool. I agree. This can't be real. Please don't tell me this is real. This just has to be a meme. But like some of these people actually believe this, where they hate cars so much that they want to throw bricks at cars. This is how evil that these people unironically are. It's actually kind of, it's awe-inspiring to some extent, you know. Then you've got weirdo people like this. My mental health walks make my mental health worse because I live in a shithole. And it's you unironically have people doom posting on here all day. It's just like, oh, we live in a society, but it's not just a normal society. All right, chat. This is a society with roads and walkways. All these people are like bogged down because we have roadways and walkways to get from one point to another. It's it's hilarious. Bricks can be thrown if kill if thrown. It's not funny. I agree. It's definitely not funny. It's definitely not fun. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Okay, so you get this kind of shit too, where they try to say, look at how much space you could have if you got rid of cars and parking spaces. This person says a parking space at Costco is 10 by 20 feet. This is a room with the same footprint. Chat, would you like to live in a parking spot, a Costco-sized parking spot? Would you like to live in a Costco-sized parking spot? Oh my gosh, I can't. This is how insane some people are. Like, listen, if it's a bedroom, I'm fine with that. One bedroom, you know? But like, what the fuck, man? This is insane. I'm seeing a lot of no's. I'm seeing a lot of no's. Oh, goodness. Holy cow. Let's see here. I'll look for one more. Of course, they got to show car crashes, and they use car crashes all the time to justify what fuck no cars, you know? A lot of them are trying to be like fucking what's it called? Architects, where they redesign the area. Say like, oh, here's my dream. Get rid of all of this bloat. See all this bloat right here? Just put a roundabout here. How retarded can this sub get? Oh, you don't even know.
Obviously, Occo is a bad example because it's a lost cause.
I guess for some reason they're just putting Mondani in here a lot as well.
$5 to the lost cause. What in the you will live in Z-Pod's Batman is that? Also, long-term hotel rooms have more space than what that idiot was thinking.
Yeah. No, yeah. Again, it's just a bunch of weird shit, man. A bunch of weird shit. I don't scroll this post. I just was reminded of it, and I was like, you know what? I should show this to people. Some people, you guys might enjoy, don't doom scroll, obviously, but you might enjoy looking through some of the people that make the weirdest. These people are so brain rotted. It's insane. It is unironically insane. There's a reason why cruise ships have a lot of natural light and open space areas these days. Cabin fever was real. Yes. Like, some of these people are absolutely insane. What the fuck is that? Like, what the hell, man? And of course, the other thing, I was trying to see if I could find one, but like, the other thing about this sub is it's full of a lot of assholes on bicycles. Now, I don't mind people that have bikes. In fact, if you want to like be on a bike and enjoy biking, getting that sweet core exercise, I don't mind. But like, there are some really big assholes on this subreddit that you can find on bicycles. Like, it is absolutely insane how entitled some of the bicycle people here. And again, I don't believe it's all people on bicycles, but the way that a lot of these people act in this sub with their bicycle stuff, it actually makes me dislike bicycles. Cyclists are the worst. Not all of them, but some of them. Oh yeah, some of these people actually like want this in society. Some of these people actually think that this should be normal right here, where you should be allowed to grab a brick like this and freak people in the road out. This is just Unironically, I think some of these people want to throw these bricks at cars. Motorcycles are still cool. I mean, bikes are fine. I don't mind cars, or excuse me, bikes and cars. It's just I hate these kinds of people. Oh, they also hate Buc-ee's. They hate Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is an existential nightmare monument to the American car culture. No, Buc-ee's is fucking fantastic, and I will not stand for Buc-ee's hate, all right? Buc-ee's is amazing, all right? If you've never been to a Buc-ee's, you need to go. All right. Buc-ee's is amazing. You literally can go in there and they have 40 different toilets in the men's area. And they are all clean. I bring that up because like that's one of the things that my mom likes to bring up the most. She's like, did you go to the amazing toilets? There's a Buc-ee's plushie in my room. Nice. If you like seeing lunatic self-entitled cyclists, you must know the YouTube rage baiter is Zero Enigma. That name sounds familiar. All clean? Most of them are. I imagine that the one that's dirty is being cleaned as we speak. Buc-ee's is a national monument. Yes. And by the way, Buc-ee's pays a decent amount of money. They pay like $20 starting out for a lot of different people. And their managers make $30 to $40 an hour, and they have good dental. Like, if there was a Buc-ee's near me, I would be working there, all right? I would work at Buc-ee's if there was one in my area. Unfortunately, the closest one is further away than I'm willing to trek, just so that I can go and pick up my favorite, like, food from them, which is, like, fuck, what was it? Like a brisket burger or something like that. Yeah, they make good brisket burgers. I like it, you know? But yeah, they hate Buc-ee's, and that itself is enough to hate these people.
At Internet's in Master 8952 tipped $5 to the Lost
Thank
Cause.
you.
American car culture, it's literally designed as a massive truck stop. Where do these people think they get their food from?
Actually, it is not a truck stop. It is designed for people that aren't in trucks. They actually say no trucks allowed at Buc-ee's. If you drive a truck, you're not allowed in the Buc-ee's parking lot. So, you say if an employee misses the toilet, clean the toilet, he's arrested? Yes. But yeah, I fucking hate r/fuck cars. It's a stupid subreddit. It's just like, yeah, cars aren't amazing. I'm sure some people would like it if cars were a little bit better for the environment. I don't care. You know, I don't care. Oh, goodness. Anyway. I just wanted to show you guys that because I thought that was funny. I fucking hate r/fuck cars. And maybe one day I should like do a stream where I just go through some of these godforsaken subreddits, you know. Anyway, let's move on. You guys remember, if you were there for Under the Tea last night, you might remember that we talked about a guy whose name is Lakari, or Lakari. I don't know how you pronounce his name. His name is Lakari. He is a streamer that I learned recently is like really big friends with a lot of the bigger guys. Like, apparently he's friends with Asmongold, Tectone, a lot of these really big people. Okay. And while he was streaming, he was caught accidentally opening up a notepad. And on this notepad, it had links to folders or to websites that contained very suspicious sounding sexual material. There's really no better way to say it. And a lot of people did some digging in figuring out some of the names of some of this stuff, and it really skeeved a lot of people out. Some of the stuff that, like, some of the names. I don't know if anybody's actually like gone through. I imagine if somebody's gone through it, it's the police. Hopefully. He had a vouch moment? Yes. He did. He is a PDF. People are calling him one. Everybody is calling him a PDF. And the post he made today does not help him. It does not help him. In fact, I would say that this post that this man has made today makes it so much worse for him. I read through this and I was like, oh no. Oh no, I can't believe you decided to do this. It's just like, you guys remember Dr. Disrespect, all right? Here, I'll pull up a picture of him for you. You guys remember Dr. Disrespect, right? The Maduro before Maduro got kidnapped. All right? And the big problem with Dr. Disrespect is he was let go from the Twitch Partner Program for reasons that not a lot of people knew. And he kind of came out and admitted, Dr. Disrespect, that what happened is there was messages. I'm trying to remember. I don't have the actual thing on me. But he basically admitted that he did have inappropriate messages, but they weren't sexual. But he did have inappropriate messages with allegedly a minor. And everybody kind of moved on from that because, like, nothing was ever really moved upon. But, like, Dr. Disrespect is kind of just like, it was a really weird spot because it's just like, okay, why are you, one, admitting that that is actually the something that you did? And then two, why are you, it's just like, why are you doing this? You should not be admitting that something like this exists, because if you come out and say, hey, these kinds of things, the rumors that people are saying is true, these things exist, well, you're kind of eliminating a lot of defense people can have for you. And I think a lot of people, like, immediately, like, when they heard that he admitted to this, it was just like, well, fuck, I can't, like, there's nothing I can do about this anymore. This guy's basically admitting to having some form of inappropriate conversations, allegedly, with a minor. And I still say allegedly because even though he admitted to it, it's one of those, it's a weird situation, you know? So I bring that up because that's basically what Lakari did in this post he made today. And we're going to read it. We're going to go through it. And you tell me what you think, chat. You tell me what you think. So this is from Lakari's Twitter account. And we'll just read it. Quote, during my last stream, I opened Notepad, which revealed a link. The list in the link included titles that suggest child sex abuse material. Further down, I have never consumed this type of content, nor do I think it is acceptable. I decided to keep streaming in an effort to downplay the severity of the situation, which was deceptive. This was a mistake that I deeply regret and apologize for. The link gave access to abusive material for everyone to see. This is serious and harmful. I recognize that trivializing abuse material on stream is not okay and can lead to real harm. It is my responsibility to provide a safe space for my community and peers, in which I failed to do. I'm taking real steps to change my ways. I've admitted myself into a porn addiction recovery program that will last 30 days. Very specific there for just 30 days. Thank you for the 20.
The landlords have been tipped $20 by @InternetZenMaster8952 a Hassan Disrespecter.
That is interesting
Fun fact,
lore.
Favorite Foxu Kirsha actually was a regular healer for Lickery, and anyone else, when she was playing Terra.
Really? That is interesting
Kirsha
lore.
being a heals alt. No surprise. Interacting with Lickery? Did not see that.
I did not know that. You know, there are some people that have been fans of Cursed way longer than I have. That's crazy. That's really crazy. It's good to know, you know. That is interesting. What the fuck is Elon talking about right now? What the hell? Okay, whatever. That was on her stream. Okay, fair enough. I imagine then that she was definitely devastated and freaked out to read that this is something that he has, and we'll continue to go through here. He continues on by saying, during this time, I'll be able to work out there while also receiving professional therapy and treatment for my addiction. Browsing hentai and porn websites as an escape has been a serious problem for as long as I can remember. This treatment will come with an indefinite hiatus to my live streams to allow myself to focus on recovery, so I hopefully can contribute a net positive to society. Now, chat, I am not going to share... Mizu and I looked through some of those names last night. I am not going to repeat any of the names I saw last night. Partially because I don't remember very many of them. And the other, just because it, like, fucking freaks me the shit out. We don't know what is all in that, like, what was all in that. Some of that shit, like, claimed to have over thousands of videos or thousands of gigs of material. And we just don't know, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. At least for me, and I think a lot of other people, they're not willing to, like, check that out. I think a lot of people will be like, hey, can the police do that instead? Here you go, FBI. You do that. We're not interested, you know? So I don't really know what is in a lot of that stuff. Me and Mizu posited that there's a chance that some of it is definitely like hentai. I mean, like he says in that there's hentai. I don't believe it is all hentai. I really don't, because if it was, some of those names, it's just I don't know. It was really weird. It was really weird. I do believe that there is some regular hentai on there. But I also think potentially... Sorry, I didn't mean to hide that. I also think potentially that there is some weird sus stuff on this. And if you want my personal opinion, I do think that there should be some investigation going on for this. Thank you, Sparky, for the raid. In fact, where's the post? Oh, never mind. So... Fuck, where'd it go? Where did that post? I just had the post. Where did it go? There it goes. So thank you for the Raider, Sparky. I appreciate it. So yeah, I really don't know where to go with this. This guy is, I am not going to say like, a definite, this man is a predator. Because I don't have proof. I just have the names of a fucking like or not Google Doc. I just have the names that were gotten off of a fucking like link that was from other links, and it's just like I think the thing that is most baffling to me is, why are you keeping that as a link on your computer? Okay. All right. Why would you do that? That is like an extremely like, when you talk about retards or like criminals, chat, because criminals, objectively, most of them are stupid. In fact, I would say a good majority of all criminals that ever get caught in the world are stupid, because they don't think 2 to 3 steps ahead of them. They just decide to go for the immediate thing in the immediate thing. That's why when you see some funny videos of like criminals trying to rob gas stations and stupid shit happens to them. But this man does not strike me as very smart, because like, if you were a smart individual, you would not keep a notepad that is easily accessible like that, so easily accessible on the computer that you stream to. I mean, like, I'd imagine most of these people dual stream these days. Aren't some of the blacklist/whitelist sites saved as text? I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember. It's possible. I always wonder why they don't have multiple computers. Yeah, it's just like, I'm not gonna be like the quartering and say, hey, hide your shit before people see it. But it's just like, bro, Chacho, you are so fucking retarded that you got outed because you decided to like open up your your fucking notepad. It's just like, man, can you grow some IQ points? Because that must be so embarrassing for you. Thank you for the 10.
The landlords have been tipped $10 by at Internet Zen Master 8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Also, man claimed he had 3 terabytes of HE hentai. 1. Was he downloading max resolution 60 FPS videos every single time? 2. I'm not sure there's 3 terabytes worth of hentai in existence.
I did it one time, but not the other. Yeah, I don't know. There is a lot of like lewd art on the internet, you know. I don't really save a whole lot of it. I just like my Occo art and that's it. But I imagine you can get a couple gigs with some high quality like videos that you find on Twitter. Regardless of the point, 3 terabytes of videos is a lot, in my personal opinion. The fact that he has 3 terabytes worth of video, that is just... My man, what do you have there? There's no shortage of lewd art. There is not. There's no shortage of art, and there's no shortage of videos. You know? I don't know if 3 terabytes... If there's more than 3 terabytes of videos, but like, oi. Was he some kind of distributor? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what he was. All I know now is that he's enrolled in a porn addiction recovery program. That he capitalized all the letters for some reason. But, you know, this is weird, man. And a lot of people under this post are just saying, let's see, Savvy's, I like Savvy's replies. Like, why would you admit to being child related? Yeah, it's just like, if you just said lolly, I wouldn't care. All right? Like, I think that you're a degenerate, and that's a lot of degenerate material. But if you just stuck with lolly, people would have a different kind of care. The fact that you included child in it, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a lot. By the way, we'll get to the Don Lemon stuff here soon. I promise. I promise. I promise. I just wanted to go through some of this other stuff first. 1 terabyte. I have 14 full and modern Series X games, and that's a lot. Videos and stills are much less space intensive. Yeah. 3 terabytes is reasonable when we're talking about Warhammer STLs. Speaking of which, I am looking to print some STLs of a similar variety. If you have any you would like to send to me, I'm more than willing to accept them. But yeah, I just like... I'm right around. I agree with everybody else where he needs to be investigated. You know, I would hope and pray that somebody has like thrown a tip to the FBI. I mean, like, you don't have to do much. Just throw a tip with a link to the tweet, or just like upload the clip and send it to the FBI and say, hey, you might want to get on that. You know. And so, yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. But you know what's funny? And we'll pivot. Again, once we're done with this, we'll move on to the Don Lemon stuff. What's funny is, apparently, some people revolving around him are being a little weird about it. Asmongold, obviously, like, in the beginning, like, he didn't know what was going on, and Asmongold made a comment that I personally think was really foolish of him to make. He's just like, oh, this is why you gotta be careful with what's on your computer. And then when he found out what was going on, he kind of like immediately stepped that back. But allegedly, and I noticed this, because Mizkiff is in his giving the middle finger to everybody who used to be his friend arc right now. I can't imagine why. I feel like he thinks he's been fucked over by a lot of these people. And who knows, maybe he has. But now Mizkiff is with the... Mizkiff likes to do a lot of insinuating. You know? He likes to do a lot of, like, poking the bear. And now it looks like he's claiming that Tectone is next, which is funny. It is kind of funny. Now, I'm hearing that Tectone is apparently friends with the Lucari guy, and Tectone has, like, said nothing about it. Like, Tectone has been, like, tweeting about his dog and saying that, this was something he made on the 22nd about masturbation. And talked about Cyrax. But, like, Tectone, you know, this guy is apparently his friend, but Tectone's being quiet about it. Now, my personal opinion is Tectone's not really been on the internet. He's fighting his former ex-wife right now, and who knows how well that's doing. But, like... now Mizkiff is claiming that that Tectone is next, you know, which is kind of funny in my personal opinion, you know. As always, innocent until proven guilty with all of these parties. You know, the Lucari guy, even though there's a lot of weird sus shit that I am seeing, until he is prosecuted and thrown in, until he's thrown in jail, he's innocent. Obviously, even if I personally find him to be extremely weird, and I would never want to associate with him because of that folder itself. But yeah, it's really weird. It's really, really, really weird. Those 3D girl links sound a lot like what Hassan saw at the Diddy party. I don't know. Donnie Boy is in serious trouble? Maybe. He's a retard when it comes to tech. He's good at fighting games. I got nothing to say about that. I got nothing to say about that. Because, yeah, I just got nothing to say about that, you know? Anyway. Let's move on to the politics. You were here for the Don Lemon stuff. I apologize that it took me so long, but we'll get to it. I will skip. I had some JD Vance memes I wanted to talk about. But like, we'll skip those. I'll show them at the end. Unless you want to see them right now, let me know. But I had some JD Vance memes, because I heard that JD Vance is welcoming some new life into his fold. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, you guys know who fucking Don Lemon is, right? Black and gay talk show guy. He used to like be on I'm gonna get it wrong. I don't think it was CNN, but it might have been CNN. He used to be on like the old guard of TV, and then I think he got fired or let go or whatever. I don't remember or care. But like, this man is crazy, basically. CNN? Was it CNN? Okay. And he decided recently to jump into the spotlight. And the reason why he jumped into the spotlight is, in my personal opinion, probably not the best for him. Now, recently, he has... Recently, he has decided to start arguing with normal people about illegal immigrants. I think that's his big shtick, because illegal immigrants is like the big topic right now. You know, Trump is deporting all of the illegal immigrants, which I'm fine with. And he's been arguing with random ass people. And I found this clip. I feel like, as a primer to who Don Lemon is, I feel like this is as good a good one as any, in my personal opinion, to show you who Don Lemon is, if that makes sense. So let's listen to this here, and you can kind of get an idea of who he is.
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act.
I want to just say it is hilarious. It is hilarious that he's arguing with what sounds like a Latina woman about what is legal and what is not legal when it comes to crossing the border. And she sounds genuinely surprised. She's like, oh, it's not illegal to cross the border? Don't listen to this black man, chat. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him whatsoever. He is wrong.
Okay. It's a misdemeanor. So why are they being sent back?
By the way... Okay, I'm going to replay this here.
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. Okay. It's a misdemeanor.
It's still a crime. It is still a crime. I mean, like... Criminal, I guess maybe you could, like, argue about that. But it is a crime to cross the fucking border. See, what he's doing right now is he's trying to downplay the impact. It's just like... Because there is a difference between, like, very heavily criminal offenses and, like, minor criminal offenses. And I feel like what he's trying to do, all right? What he's trying to do is he's trying to walk down the severity of crossing the border. Bear in mind, he's saying that to somebody who, I mean, I have no idea who this woman is. I'm not going to try and judge her, but maybe she's a legal immigrant, or maybe she's been here her whole life. Maybe her parents came here legally. But he is trying to argue with this woman about how harsh crossing the border is. I don't understand why misdemeanor is a criminal charge, thus a crime. Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I find hilarious how old he looks because he doesn't have a professional makeup artist. Oh, that's very mean and brutal of you, chat. I can't believe you would say something like that. I wouldn't say something like that, but man, that's very mean. Anyway, let's continue.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that actually...
We don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if...
You know, I'm very big on, like, I'd like to see evidence for somebody committing a crime. It's not that hard, in my personal opinion. I feel like, by definition, crossing the border is the evidence. If you're not, like, okay, if you are an American... okay, here's the evidence. If you're an American citizen, you have this thing. A lot of people don't like it because it goes against the American ways of not being tracked. It's called an ID, a driver's license, or your passport book. And if either of those say United States of America or one of the 50 states, then that is evidence that you're not here illegally. Okay? I remember there was one time when I was doing security and we found somebody that didn't have any papers, which, spoiler alert, is very often where a criminal will get arrested and they don't have their ID. Because I think some of them think that if they don't have their ID, oh, I just won't get a ticket. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. If you don't have your ID, we look you up in the system. And we found a guy who wasn't in the system. Like, his name wasn't in the database for the city that I was in. And he wasn't even in for the state I was in. That was back when I worked in California. And so we discovered that this guy was an illegal immigrant. He was illegally crossing into the country.
The landlords have been tipped $10 by @InternetZenMaster8952 to Hassan Disrespecter. As I understand it, it is a misdemeanor to be in the country with undocumented status, see, expired visas. It is a felony to illegally cross the border. Both are criminal acts and both can get deported.
Yes. I will trust you on that. I don't have the law pulled up right now. I don't have the elf with me right now either. I don't want to upset her with like I know she gets very passionate about the law right now, so I don't want to like I want to ask her, but I imagine so. In Minnesota, undocumented can have a DL and a state ID. Well, that's Minnesota, and Minnesota sucks right now. All right, but that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is we found a guy who didn't have an ID, and we couldn't pull him up in the police database. And when we expanded further from the police database of the city we were in, we couldn't find him. And so what we figured out is this guy was an illegal immigrant. That's good enough proof. All right. That's good enough. If you can't find their ID in any system, they don't provide it to you. That's decent. Now, obviously, you know, you probably should do some more due diligence and actually like do enough. But like, if it takes me an hour to figure out that you don't have an ID in our system, you probably aren't American. You probably aren't. Again, I could be wrong, and I'm fine with being proven wrong. Sometimes the comments are brutal to me, and that's completely fine. So, like, that's proof, Don Lemon. If they don't have an ID on them that proves that they're supposed to be here, then that is proof enough. There's probably other proof that is required by ICE. But, like, if you don't have an ID proving that you are welcome to be in the country, then you're guilty. It's a pretty good indicator. I mean, it's the best, in my personal opinion, it's one of the best indicators. I really don't know what else you could like use. It's just like, oh, do you have visa papers proving that you're allowed to be here? You know, I don't know. I don't know. But it's just like, I can't think of anything else that would prove that you prove evidence that you're not supposed to be in a country. Because you have to get paper for everything you do in every country. And it's not like America's weird where we have very strict rules on this shit. It's like this in other countries as well. Like, in other countries, you need to have strict visas that control your movement and tell when you're allowed to be there and when you have to leave. Reminds me of Papers, Please so much, by the way. So, I am sorry, Mr. Lemon, but you are just, not only are you wrong, but you are hurting my brain. Hurting my brain by by making me remember and explain this kind of shit. SSN is a better metric, but those are stolen commonly. Yes. Yeah, I don't like SSN. It's a conversation for a different day, but I'm not the biggest fan of SSNs. Anyway, let's continue.
If they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals. And now he's not doing that.
They are criminals. If you cross the border illegally, it doesn't matter. It's like he's literally saying that they're not criminals because they haven't raped, pillaged, or killed anybody. My dude, you don't have to rape, pillage, or kill anybody in order to be considered a criminal. If you cross the border illegally, you are a criminal. You're just not that big of a criminal. You're not... Like, it almost sounds like he's trying to say, oh, they're not like MS-13. It's just like, I don't care if they don't have tattoos from head to bottom and they're gang members, all right? I don't care. They still broke American law.
Yeah, I don't think we're going...
Misdemeanor is not a crime.
Yeah.
So misdemeanor is not
it's
a crime?
It's not a criminal act, no. If you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal act.
So why get charged at all then, if it's not a criminal act?
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No,
it's just different levels.
I love that. I love that. He's like, it's not a crime, but then he has to say we have different levels of crime, and I'm glad that she capitalized on that. She's like, oh, but you're saying it is a crime, and he's like, oh fuck, I gotta walk it back.
Different levels of, I shouldn't say crime, but it's not.
See, that's, oh my gosh, he's like, fuck, I can't say different levels of crime, but that's what it is, motherfucker. That's what it is. Ah. Oh my gosh. I wish I would be way less pissed off. I'd still be pissed off, but I would be less pissed off if this motherfucker would just say, if they only crossed the border and didn't commit other crimes, then I have no problem with them. I'd still disagree. Because I think that's wrong. And that takes away from the people that did work to get into this country. No matter how fucked up the system is that needs to be reformed, you know. But it's just like, I would be more respectful if he had said, yes, they're committing crimes, but because they're not like harming anybody, they should just get to stay and work. Again, I'll still disagree. I would be less pissed off because he's like pissing me off with how fucking like smarmy he's trying to be. He's like trying to weave his way through this by trying to say, oh, it's a crime, but it's not a crime. It's like, it's a crime. It is a crime. Her smile is saying, oh, is that so? Knowing she has him on the ropes. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a crime. You're not breaking the law. I mean, you are breaking the law, but
oh my gosh. Dude. Oh my gosh. I'm crying right now, man. That's amazing. They're harming the country. That's fair. That's fair. You know, they're not like harming people physically, but they are like financially hurting the country, and that's fair. The NPC is broken. Quickly give him an update. Exactly.
it's not a criminal act.
So it's breaking the law.
No, you're not breaking the law.
The misdemeanor is not breaking the law.
No.
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
That's not a criminal act. Well, no, if you're speeding.
Bro, are you trying to tell me? Okay. All right, Google. I asked Google, is misdemeanor breaking the law? Yes, a misdemeanor is breaking the law. It is a type of criminal offense. Less serious than a felony, but more severe than an infraction that violates statutory laws. Here. Don Lamont, I don't know if you need Google, but here you go. Yes, a misdemeanor still breaks the law. He is trying to like, I can't say that. He is trying to tangle a web so hard. Holy fuck.
Is a misdemeanor. Right.
Misdemeanor breaks. Oh man.
So it's still breaking the law.
Okay, well, if you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics. But what I'm
It's not semantics, man. That's the fucking law. That's the fucking law, man. That's not semantics. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. That is insane.
But what I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What? Is it the law that what?
Is it a law to come over legally? Is there a law?
There are rules that processes that you should follow. Yeah, so you're breaking rules. You're breaking the rules. But
You're breaking the law.
You're not necessarily breaking a law.
So what happens?
No, you're breaking the Oh my gosh, the mental gymnastics that he is doing.
You break the rules.
Then you suffer the consequences. But the consequences should
You know, it's almost like breaking the rules. Similar, you know. If you break the rules in a society, then the society may want to punish you for them. You know, rules and breaking those rules. You know, they have a different name to them. You know, a different name that people are more familiar with. You know, as they grow up in the country, it's called the fucking law. It's called the law. All right, I'm done with this clip. I forgot how pissed off I was getting here. What even is the community note for this? Oh, yeah, there we go. Entering the U.S. illegally is a federal crime under 8 U.S.C. 1325. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here's a good one. Plain and simple, misdemeanor is a criminal act. Yeah, exactly. Here's a clear breakdown without legal gymnastics. Infraction, not criminal. Parking ticket, most traffic violations. Misdemeanor, criminal offense, but less serious. Felony, serious criminal offense. There you go. Oh my gosh, that is... So there you go, chat. That's Don Lemon, all right? For those that didn't know, all right? For those that had no idea or needed a refresher on who this guy is, all right? That is Don Lemon here, all right? As another continuance, I need to remind you, he hates white people. He is not a big fan of white people, all right? However, his husband is white. He is a gay man. He is also a lefty. And his husband is white. Yeah, there you go. 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 So, can I pretend you've been here the whole time? Sure, we can do that. Just remember that all of this will be on the test. So, recently, there have been some memes. There have been some memes. There's been some happenings. There's been some talking. All right? All right? There's been some silliness that people have been spreading. All right, you know, this one's really funny. Don Lemon and Tim Walz seeing each other in the prison shower line. Now, why would people insinuate that he's going to be in a prison line? Why do you think people are saying that he's going to go to jail? Just woke up from a nap. I hope you enjoyed that. Well, chat, recently he got himself into a little bit of trouble. So we're gonna let him explain it. We're gonna let him explain it, and then I'm gonna have a lawyer explain it to you. Okay? So let's let him explain what happened.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this...
Okay, so the first 10 seconds, Trump is lying to you. Trump and his news apparatus is lying to you. Okay. What are they lying about?
A assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Hammett, Dillon, or whatever. So, I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. No. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protests started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment.
I noticed, by the way, his hat says Lemon Nation. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
All that stuff, for all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protests at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea. Okay, so he's claiming that he was just doing some journalism. He was just doing some journalism, and if you believe in free speech absolutism, you should be okay with him being a journalist. Well, chat, let us figure out
if that is actually true. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. Yes, we are going to go through Nate the lawyer. I saw that Legal Mindset threw something up, but I don't see a lot of people show off Nate the lawyer except for Ava. So I'm going to show off. I'm going to show off Nate. I think Nate is pretty cool. I like him. He's a pretty cool dude. Ava said that he is also a really good lawyer as well, so I'm showing him off. And here, really quickly, I'm going to share the link to this if you guys are interested. You want to watch the original without my commentary, my very drama-laden commentary. And we are going to learn just what happened. I can't believe. By the way, the title of this video. This video is called "Did Don Lemon Violate the Klan Act of 1870?" I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
From MommaOcco.
At Internet's and Master 8952 sent $5 for more hats. Active journalism, and he wonders why people hate hacker analysts like him. I second Eva's statement on Nate. He is good people.
He is. Chat, it is fucking... I'm sure all of you know what the Klan is. I don't think I have to spell that out. If you don't know what it is, please look it up. Alright. All I'm gonna say is it's very, very, very ironic that a black man might have violated the Klan Act. Alright. Let's get going.
Former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been warned by the Justice Department over allegations he joined a swarm of anti-ICE protesters who burst into a Minnesota church in the middle of Sunday service and accused the pastor of working with ICE.
Our resistance protesters, they're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been...
Holy shit. So already I'm kind of just finding his story that he just like came across these people to be bullshit, in my personal opinion. Because, like, he's talking as if he has very explicit... He's like, I'm not going to tell you what they're doing. So he knows what they're going to do. He knows the explicit plans. Either he's lying like a fucking retard. Which, you know, I'm kind of willing to believe that just because it's funny. Or this man knows explicitly the plans that these people are going to do. And that's definitely not a good thing to admit. He got my hot cocoa. Good.
Doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they...
So he's even also saying, I know these people. This is their pedigree. They've been doing these kinds of protests since George Floyd. So he knows this. I don't know. I won't say that he like knows them. But like if he has this information... All right. If he is able to say, this is this woman's pedigree, this is where she came from, this is where she's going, he at the very least has made contact with this organization before the protest took place, which tells me that he decided to walk along with this protest. Again, like, chat, if we go back to that other clip where he's just like, oh, I'm doing journalism. It's just like, bro. I don't know, man. That's gonna be a hard one to prove.
Surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. What do you think of it?
Oh, listen to that. Oh, here, we're gonna go through that again.
Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd,
pull this up.
Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. What do you think?
So they are he knows what they're going to do. He knows that they're gonna go into this church and try and disrupt a church service to try and catch them off guard. He knows what they're gonna go do.
Think of it.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
Don Lemon has officially.
Oh my gosh, and it's just like when you can't take criticism, what do? I'm a gay black man. They obviously hate me because I'm a gay black man. Oh, I fucking hate this guy.
Achieve the impossible. He is so dumb that he's managed to violate a law written to stop the Ku Klux Klan. Let's talk about it.
Again, the fact that is even being talked about. The fact that's even being talked about. I love Nate. Nate is amazing. Oh, fuck.
Here's a quick message from this video sponsor, ZocDoc.
Here, we're gonna jump past. We're gonna jump past this.
Or symptoms.
Sorry, Nate. We're gonna jump through your ad.
Description take you back to Sunday morning, January 18th. We're in St. Paul, Minnesota, and families are gathering at the city's church to worship. Now, enter Don Lemon. He gets together with a group of protesters, and for whatever reason, they conspire to go and.
By the way, I should mention, okay? Protesting is allowed under the First Amendment. Yes. Although I'm pretty sure you cannot enter a private area to protest unless you have been given like permission to do so. Like, if you have not been given permission to enter a space to protest, you're not supposed to do that. You have to do it on public property. And I don't know if this church is public property, then that's a completely different argument altogether. But if this church is owned privately by the minister or by a group of people that run the church, then these people are illegally like coming onto their property that is private property that they have not been welcomed on, and they are trying to disrupt a service. Again, like I could be completely wrong, if I am, that's fine. But like, you cannot go onto a private property to there's a reason why when there are protests, they don't do it inside the factory or inside the place of business. You have to go in, or excuse me, you have to stick it to the public sidewalks and public areas. Aren't all churches private property? I would say yes, but there's a chance that somebody I'm pretty sure there is somebody that may have a church owned by I don't know. The First Amendment protects religious freedom. It does. Yes. But yeah, so like protests, again, just off the bat, going into a private place that you have not been welcomed in, you have not been approved to go and do this, that is illegal because you are it's not what this place is for. Especially places like worship, like mosques, synagogues, churches. Yes, exactly. Uh, 1A protects freedom of religion, including the right to pray in your house of worship without fear nor intimidation. Yeah. So it's just like, even entering the church to do this in the first place could violate the law. Probably does. So that's why it's so funny, the law that might be used against Don Lemon.
Protest inside this church. Now, there are a lot of problems with going inside.
Hey, I can't believe I got it right before we even talked about it. I didn't even have to talk about it. That's awesome. I'm glad I mentioned it.
private property to protest, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know we look at the law, then we look at the facts, and then you get to decide how it's going to play out. So first, let me introduce you to 18 U.S.C. Section 241. This is called the KKK Act. Now, this law isn't new. It was passed May 31st, 1870, literally 156 years ago. Now, Congress passed this law specifically to stop the Ku Klux Klan from riding out in the night and terrorizing freed slaves. Now, in the South, you'd have a whole...
It's a good law. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's good that they put that law in place because you know what? It sounds like the Klan was getting way too rowdy and they should not have been doing that. So I'm glad that they did that.
Whole bunch of armed white men throw on hoods and go to black churches, kick everybody out and burn down the building. Sometimes they burn down the building while leaving everyone in the building. So Congress had enough of that and decided to pass this law. Now, what the act does, it makes it a federal crime for 2 or more people to conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution. And in this particular case, we're talking about your First Amendment right to exercise your religious preference. So, simply put, if you get together with a whole bunch of people and go to a church to interrupt their religious services, you are committing a federal crime and can serve up to 10 years in prison. Now,
oh man, I don't want to spoil it too much, chat. I don't want to spoil it too much. As far as I know, Don Lemon has not been arrested yet. As far as I know. But some of the people at this protest were already arrested. Okay? Some of the people at this protest, like the leader, I believe, has been arrested.
for you to be convicted of this crime, there are 4 elements the government has to prove. It has to prove, number 1, a conspiracy, an agreement between...
Oh, thank you for 1 month on the Elite. If Lemon goes down due to this law, I'm going to piss myself laughing. Yeah, it is really hilarious. I mean, like, it's... The fact that a black man gets... If a black man gets convicted under a law meant for white racist people... I'm just... The magistrate has allowed them out on bail. Well, I mean, if they paid bail, there's not much you can do about that. They still have to show up to their court appearances later. But if they were let out on bail, you know, not much you can do about that. Unless the bail was set too reasonably, if that makes sense. The irony, Akko, the irony of it all. I know, like chat, you know, I don't always agree with everything that goes on with, I don't agree with everything Trump does, and I don't agree with everything I see going on in the world. I do think that there is issues on both sides. But this is the most hilarious and ironic thing I've ever heard, you know? You know? There's been so many memes in this administration that it's amazing. It's absolutely fucking amazing. You know, it fills me with such mirth, such hilarity, and such enjoyment, you know? So I hope you guys, I hope, even if you don't like this administration that much, you know, I imagine most of you probably do. But even if you don't, I hope that the memes are keeping you alive, because they are keeping me the fuck alive.
2 or more persons to do this thing. Next, they got to show that you had the specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. The victims have to be a person within the United States, and the right has to be something that's constitutionally protected, like your freedom of religion. So let's go through the elements. Is there a conspiracy, an agreement between 2 or more persons? Here's what Don Lemon says.
So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow.
Here's the other oh my gosh, I didn't think about this. But, like, he literally sold all these people down the fucking river. This black man sold out all of these other people. Chat, the joke, it writes itself, man. I don't know what to say. These jokes write themselves. He literally showed the crime taking place on camera and published it to the internet for millions of people to see. Oh my gosh. God's above, man. I love the internet. I love the internet. I love and hate the internet. This is amazing. He recorded them. He recorded them and talked about their intent. This could be a Boondocks episode. It could be.
Hold them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. and it's Akima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live, and use these operations as surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going.
So it seems like there's a clear agreement between two or more people on what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, where to meet up, and where they are going. So Don Lemon knows where they're going, what they're about to do, and how they're about to do it, right? They're going to confront some people. Don Lemon then admits more of the conspiracy.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason, it may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So that is.
It just sounds so fucking gay, man. And I'm not trying to poke at the fact that he is actually a gay man, but it just sounds so fucking gay.
What I could say, I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go.
So it seems like we got two or more people in a conspiracy to do something. So next we're talking about specific intent. Does Don Lemon have any evidence that there's any specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate whoever they're going to go and confront?
Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual.
So now they make it very clear that wherever they're going there to disrupt, which to me sounds like
this is a lynch mob. It just sounds like they're there to fuck people's days up, honestly. You know, the absolute racist language from this guy's infuriating. I agree.
Injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. How else do you disrupt? So I think we have our first two elements pretty clear here. We have a conspiracy agreement between two or more people, and we have the specific intent to disrupt, which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate somewhat. But now we get to find out where they're going to disrupt.
Okay, so we are here now. Do you think if you just have it, I think maybe if you just have it on the church, but if they see me, they're gonna know. No?
I love that. He's like, if they see me, they're gonna know something's wrong. You fucking think, you man? You think?
It just depends. What? Don't name the location. I'm not naming the location, but I mean, I'm just wondering if you see me.
I mean,
the folks inside see me.
Are the congregants really on live instead of in service right now?
No, but they'll be like, "Why is Don Lemon here?"
Sunday morning church.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
Like, well, what else? It's Sunday, and we already said the church.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you said it.
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
The way they're talking sounds like something the Klan would do. Okay, listen, I wasn't alive during the 1800s, and I know you weren't either, but, you know, maybe. You know, sure, possible. It's very possible, you know.
So now we know they're at a church, and in that church are a whole bunch of U.S. citizens, so that satisfies element 3, where we're talking about the victim is a person in the United States or its territories. But now, the right. What right are they about to violate? Well, Don Lemon makes it very clear that they're about to interrupt these people exercising their First Amendment right to worship the way they want.
They're in the middle of the church. During the beginning of the church service, the pastor was speaking, and Nakima stood up and said her piece, and then the protesters surrounded her. But this is a clandestine mission. I think they found out according to them, this is according to Operation Pull Up, that one of the pastors here is a member of ICE. And so here we go.
So one of the members of a congregation is allegedly a member of ICE, and that's why they're doing this. Because they want to fuck with the whole church, because one of the members is allegedly a member of ICE. That is insane. The Klan still exists. Oh, I know they probably do. Well, not probably. I'm pretty sure I've seen people dress like it, which is insane in my personal opinion. You know what sucks is those guys probably feel very justified today. Sounds like conspiracy to me. Yeah. So political persecution in addition to religious? Possibly. Possibly.
Let me show you.
Now, to make it absolutely clear, Don Lemon talks to the pastor to confirm that what they were doing was exercising their freedom of religion because they were there to worship Jesus, and they are now being intimidated.
Here to worship Jesus because that's the
That makes it even worse because it's just like, you know, they can make the argument, oh, they weren't there to worship Jesus. No, he literally walks up to the pastor and the pastor says, dude, we're here to worship God, and you're fucking up our proceedings right here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. He's like fulfilled every single requirement. That's why it's so funny. That's why it's so funny for me. Harassment of a federal agent. Yeah, that might be against the law in some way, shape, or form. I don't know all of the law, but I imagine that might be. I don't know.
Obviously, Occo is a bad example because it's a lost cause.
Thank you for the 5.
3 tipped $4.99 to the lost cause.
Holy shit.
Orange Man is not perfect and all those trad cooks keep holding him back, but this administration is 1000% better than the alternative.
I agree.
Fug Lemon.
No, I would agree. I mean, like, if I had to choose between him and the other option, I would have chosen him, honestly. Because, like, I am not wanting to have California as my country. Just saying. I would rather. This is exactly what I thought was the issue. They're going to a literal church service that might have the topic a part of the service. Like, what are you doing, Limit? Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, he's so stupid. Like again, here's the problem I have. Again, as somebody that's not, as somebody who is pro as little government as possible, I can't be pro little government. I can't. Like, I really want to be. I really just want to say, Trump, get rid of all of this fucking shit. I can't. Right now, I can't, because you have dumbass motherfuckers like Don Lemon, like all of these fucking retards that are anti-ICE, all that shit. All right? I want to be able to say I am anti-big government. I want to be as small as possible. I can't do that because these people fuck it up for everybody. I can't, like, exist on my own. I have to, like, worry if Big Brother's gonna save me from these retards. That's what I hate about this. These people fuck it up for everybody. And the guy, me, who's just sitting here, just wanting to be left alone, he sees them and it's just like, I'm not happy. I'm not happy, but I have to say, fucking take care of it. You know? Definitely not the kind of spot that as a Christian who doesn't like to see pain and suffering, I don't like seeing this, and I don't think a lot of Christians really like seeing people in pain and suffering. But we can't just like, you can't just like do the whole turn the other cheek and all that kind of shit. These days, unfortunately, you just have to hope that it's the rules get used on only the bad people, and the people that were hurt in the process that weren't bad are given reparations, and then you stop when it's time, you know? So, you know, I'm definitely the last person that would be okay with all of it, but the only reason why I tolerate it is because my personal space has been invaded, and I'm done with it being invaded. I'm done with stupid faggots invading my space. And that's exactly what this is right here. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we're here.
Okay.
That's what we're about.
Do you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
no
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked if you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to
unless you're here to worship. Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
Yeah.
We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now, to even make it more clear that people in that church were intimidated, here is Don Lemon's account of people crying in the corner.
And there are people here who are, I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened. He's scared. He's crying. People are leaving church.
Are they is that a salute? Is that a salute that they're all making right there? Holy shit.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit as a preacher. Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No. Jesus would dine with immigrants. You do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens. You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and
I hate these people. I legitimately hate these people. They use Christ as a sword to try and put down other followers of Christ. I legitimately hate these people. These people are the reason why I don't go to organized religion anymore. These people are the reason why I don't like exercise my Christianity as in very many ways, shapes, and forms. I hate these people. These people are I don't believe that I am a judge of anybody. I'm just a I just laugh at people. But these kinds of people, God will judge them. It is all I'm gonna say. I just like, I hate these kinds of people. Also, I think this guy was arrested. If I remember correctly.
Latino communities. Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians, but we know you live in easy.
You want to know where they are? At their jobs, which you apparently don't have. Oh, I hate these people. I hate these people. I hate them so much. It sucks to say that because I believe everybody's child of God. I legitimately hate these people. These people convince me that they have just given into evil. You know, I just hate them. I absolutely hate these people. Not the Christians that are worshiping, but this guy. I hate him. I absolutely hate him.
Life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame.
Now, one thing you have to also understand, if you're saying, hey, Don Lemon didn't do anything, he was just there observing, he knew what their intentions were, he helped plan things out. Well, I'll say this. Even if Don Lemon didn't know that any of that other stuff like the intimidation was going to happen, he can still be held criminally liable for his other co-defendants' actions.
And I hope he
this
is.
Particular guy.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong and I protested these white supremacists. A pastor of the church is a fucking ICE leader in the city. How can you be a pastor and be a fucking ICE agent? Fuck them. They want to come after me.
It's actually very easy, you know. It's very easy for you to do things like law enforcement and still believe in Christ. Believe it or not, you know, while Christ was a outstretched and loving person, he also told you to sin no more. Christ said no sinning. Okay? You know, Christ invited the sinners into his life. But he didn't invite them there so that they could just be sinners in his presence. He invited them there to teach them. And if you break the law constantly, I mean, like, we have no stories of it. But I imagine that, like, if Christ had to deal with somebody that constantly, like, refused to learn, he would probably let them learn a little bit. Some people need that dark night of the, that dark night of the soul. I guarantee you that there were people where Christ is just like, I guess you need to learn. I hate these people, though. I hate them so much. Like, Christ is not to be used like this. This is just... You don't use Christ as a sword like this. To cut down other people because your form of morality isn't being met. Oh, I hate this. This is why I hate. This is why. Yeah. This is why. Yeah. I hate people like this so much.
How can they live so comfortably while the people from Somalia that are in this country legally, that have citizenship, can't even go to their mosque and pray? How do they deserve any different?
So, as you heard, the pastor said we're worshiping God, asked them to leave. They refused to leave. So now what do you do? To me, it seems like all four of these elements have at least been spoken to, but it's going to be up to you to determine if they've been satisfied.
I think they've been
beyond
satisfied.
a reasonable doubt. So now, with all four elements seemingly satisfied, the DOJ says, we're going to be coming after you. Here is the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division of the United States of America explaining what are the possible charges they intend to bring against Don Lemon and his co-conspirators.
See various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to...
Thank you.
The landlords have been tipped $10 by @Internet's in Master 8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Protecting the community is one of the highest callings for a Christian. An ICE director literally falls under that banner. This guy is not Christian.
No, he's not. He is definitely not. You know, I should have asked, Celestium if she wanted to come in on this. She'd get upset too. Let's continue though.
Bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us. Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Okay, so you guys got to see the irony in this. A law passed to stop the Ku Klux Klan from bothering black people is now going to be employed against BLM and Don Lemon. But my question to you, you know the evidence? You've seen the evidence? Do you think Don Lemon has a problem? Now,
yes.
If I was Don Lemon, I would be getting all my ducks in a row because it seems like they may be coming after me because he's documented everything. Now, with that being said, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. And the height of irony is that BLM is about to be charged with violating a statute created to stop the KKK. And Don Lemon may also be charged.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white.
And I'm a sinner, so I don't think that, like, I'm not really here to pass, to judge somebody, but, like, and you're gay. You're gay, man. You're trying to use Christ as a shield and as a weapon at the same time, and you're gay. You're gay. I don't care how Christian you claim to be. As long as you're in that relationship with that man, you're gay, and you're breaking the commandments. You're breaking rules. All right, I accidentally closed one of my tabs here. It's just like, I get so fucking tilted. So fucking tilted. When people try and use Christ as their weapon. Because they don't even know him. I'm not going to claim to know Christ, but like... It's just like, you can't use Christ as a weapon like that. Trying to act like you're some high and mighty man when you're gay. That's not how that works. It's like casting is like he who's out sin or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm
The landlords have been tipped $10 by @Internet's in Master 8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Oh Lord, Julie Welch. The cat lady simps for Hassan Piker. Also exposing the left as the most hypocritical bunch of hacks when it comes to talking about homophobia. This will be good.
You know? And I'm not saying that, like, you can't be, like... I'm not saying you can't be, I'm like, not trying... Again, I'm not trying to pass, I'm not trying to pass judgment here, okay? Again, because, like, I know I'm not perfect. But it's just, like, you're trying to use Christ as a weapon. As if you're some perfect man here. Alright? And that's not how this works. Like, you can't claim to be Christ's biggest supporter, but then also be in the middle of sinning and acting like you're better than the other guy next to you. That's not that's pride. Something at the very least. You can't do that. You know? Like, at the very least, if you're gonna sin or go against the Bible, like, if you're gonna do that, it's between you and God. I don't care. But, like, that means that you really have less of a stand when it comes to shit like this. You can't have both? Yes. Someone told me the DA won't be pressing charges. That's not going to be good if that's the case. It's not going to go well if that happens. Humility is a virtue, yes. And I'm not going to talk about humility, because if you talk about humility, it's kind of hard to talk about how you have humility when humility is all about not being boastful and being humble. So it's kind of hard for somebody to talk about it like that. But yes, humility is a virtue. It's not being gay. It's not the being gay part. It's the being in a gay relationship part that's the issue. The Catholic Church's phrasing is you can be gay, just practice abstinence. So yeah. I mean, again, like, I don't care if you are. You know, and I think in life God wants you to be happy, but He also knows that there are rules that you need to follow. If you don't follow those rules, you're not going to be happy in the long term, in the afterlife or whatever. That's why it's called a sin. And it's just like, you can't, and I know I'm looping, so I'll hop off of it, but you can't do this. You can't claim to be like the best Christian in the world, but you're still actively sinning. You just can't. You just can't. Anyway, let's move.
White supremacy, and they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And you know, I said I don't understand how
It's
I become a
so
when
bad
I was a
because it's
I do
so
understand
wrong.
that I'm the biggest name there, and I'm also, as I was on with my producers just
Oh my gosh, listen to the pride in his voice. Listen to the fucking pride in his voice. You know, we want to talk about sins. Pride is a very big sin. Some would say that pride is the biggest sin that you can commit. That was the sin that allegedly got Satan kicked out of heaven.
morning, you know, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
Whenever all else fails, just scream racism and hope for the best. My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'm out. Peace.
Thank you, Nate the Lawyer. Oops, didn't mean to do
Bro,
that.
I am fucking seething right now.
Whoa, whoa,
Twitter
whoa,
is down.
whoa, whoa.
Former CNN.
There we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, chat, what do you think? Press 1 if you think he's guilty. Press 2 if you think he's innocent. Press 1 if he's guilty. Press 2 if he's innocent. Guilty by his own video? Fair. Gosh, damn. I apologize if I got really heated there, chat. Oh, that is good raspberry lemonade. That is good raspberry lemonade. Won't beat the raspberry lemonade I had when I visited family in Florida, but that was good raspberry lemonade. Oh, that's all I had for Don Lemon. If you were just here for Don Lemon, that's fine. I'm not done. I'm not done streaming. I still have a little bit more that I want to go through. And of course, we got that segment that I want to react to. But if you were just here for Don Lemon, that is okay. Totally understand. You are not like under any obligation to stick around after that. So if you want to leave, that is okay. Now we're gonna get into some other political stuff. Not so. We're gonna cool down with some memes. We're gonna cool down with some political memes. Ow. Ow. My foot. Damn it, that hurt. Nate was hospitalized? Yes, he was. He had a tumor in his brain that ate up like 10 to 20% of his brain area. So we had to get it removed. So yeah, if you don't want to stick around, that is totally fine. Let us continue though, because we got some memes. We got some memes, and then we got some other funny stuff that I wanna share with you guys. One is off to rest as the hour is late. All right, you have a good one. You have a good night. Making tacos. Save me some. Save me some. Save me some. Save me some. Oh, goodness. Anyway. By the way, I haven't said it yet in a while. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the stream. Become a member, by the way, for as little as $1 a month. And if you're interested, get a Yippee. Get a Yippee, chat. Get a Yippee. You can pledge for $2. We only have like 18 hours, 17 hours left before the petition will be done. So, pledge today. All right. Let's start out with something wholesome. JD Vance, who I guess I forgot that he was married to an Indian woman. It's kind of, I'm sorry, Amal, your husband of choice, married the wrong choice in her personal opinion, but like if he's happy, that's okay. But like recently, he and his wife have announced that they are having another baby again. She is pregnant with their 4th child, chat. She is pregnant with baby number 4. Okay. So as it says here, it's a boy. Okay, so it is going to be a boy. And they plan to welcome him in mid to late July.
User for the follow.
Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Well, see, that itself isn't a meme. But what came afterwards is the memes. People started making memes. I think it was, is it this one? Oh yeah, this is a video that somebody made of him feeding the baby. Was it this one? Oh no, it wasn't this one, but this one's really funny too. Marco Rubio finding out he's going to be JD Vance's baby nanny. Thank you for becoming a member, Cecil. I appreciate it. No, but like I saw a meme. Is it the next one? No, it's not. I saw a meme where somebody said that he was wearing the wig at the time of conception. So people think that like the baby is going to have the hair as a joke, as a meme, all right? Because he decided to wear the wig. The wig stayed on in the bedroom, chat. The wig stayed on. So, congratulations to JD Vance and his wife. It's a very interesting portrayal of her in this 3D, or this, this AI image. Congratulations to them. They are going to welcome a brand new little horror into the... I think the thing that's the funniest to me is the fact that the kid's got the beard. The kid has the beard, and I find that to be the funniest. I find that to be the funniest thing here. Peak indeed. She said the cosplay stays on. Indian culture love to dance and just dance. Vance is just saying. No, yeah, you're very accurate. Is my music dead? The fuck? There it goes. Sorry. So there you go. Really looking like a Cabbage Patch Kid. I should collab with Leaflet. I have. I've played games with her. You gotta go back on the channel a little bit, but I have played video games. I played Fortnite with her. If you're saying that I need to react to stuff with her, you know, sure, but like, all in good time. When he's campaigning for president, I hope he comes out and does his speeches in the fat suit and a hair and beard. Yeah, he has to at least once. Why does he look like he's staring into my soul? Because he is. Yeah, accurate. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off. Some funny JD Vance memes to cool you down. Now, let's get into something that's a little bit also funny. We got some other funny stuff. We got some funny stuff and all that kind of weirdness. She did put Aqua in the music video. She did. I'd like to see a reaction. Well, I mean, I can ask her, but like, you know, I'm not going to bother her about it. I know that she doesn't collab with a lot of people often, and that's fair, you know, so. I think I can't edit these memes. So this one was really funny. When I saw this, I thought it was funny. This might just be segregated to one person in Indiana, but there's a new movement called Deport White Liberal Women, and it's beginning to show up at anti-ICE riots across the country. Don't know if that's actually the case, but this guy right here is standing on the side of a sidewalk with a Deport White Liberal Women on here. Okay, we're gonna mute that so I don't get claimed. And on the other side of this is protests. Absolutely hilarious and peak. Absolutely amazing. That's what needs to be done. I would agree with you there. I would agree. Oh, it is funny. It is very, very, very funny. I just got an ad for the Melania movie. Why is there a Melania Trump film coming out? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. That's really interesting. Give me one moment. I am going to move some posts here that I just don't feel like bringing up now. I want to keep it more chill and fun and gives you some white pills. Excuse me. Someone give that man a medal? Yes. Yes. Let's see here. Now, it has... now, to some people, this might be bad news. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think it can be good news. Because it's fucking Gavin Newsom. But it does sound like Gavin Newsom is the projected nominee. Even though that's fucking 2.5 years away. He is the favorite that they have. I don't know what this... who they pulled this from. Oh, this looks like a betting market. I think this is a betting market. But apparently, people really want him over AOC and this third pick, Josh Shapiro. It's a very unfortunate last name to have when Ben Shapiro also exists. He's just my my cousin. We don't talk about him a lot. So, you know, some people think this is good news because if he is the nominee, then it's a lot easier for JD Vance, who right now is sounding like the pick for the Republican nomination. At the very least, you know, it's really early. It's really, really, really early. But if that is the case, I guess, you know, it's fucking 3 years away. but people can start to like gauge just how that's going to do. You know, this man that, you know, this fucking retard that ruined my one of my favorite states, you know, he has 3 more years to fuck up that state so that people can show it off. I've mentioned it a lot. I'll mention it again, but they did lose another one of their refineries this year, and I was told by Temp recently that they might go into a drought. So California might jump into this year with a drought. So congratulations, California. Just keep having trash fires, all right? And by the time it's time for him to start running, all they have to do is show how bad California is and say, by the way, we're also going to continue to work on the stuff we've been doing. Granted, Republicans need to not fuck it up themselves. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'm going to be real with you. You know, I would prefer maybe AOC, because AOC would be a harder crash out. But, like, Gavin Newsom is just such a trash fire that, like, it's an easy dub. They just need to not fuck it up. And my worry, that's my only worry.
At Lowbert_Tarian discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Sadly, Josh Shapiro is the only prominent Democrat that could actually gain traction among moderates.
Oh, so what you're telling me is that it's a good thing that he's not there. Good to know. A drought with all of their rain, that sucks. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So here's another bit of good news, chat. Here's another, I would say this is another bit of good news. Thank you for meeting the goal, by the way. Very much appreciate it. Both goals, even. So this is coming from Nick Sorter. The FBI has officially served Tim Walz and the Minneapolis mayor with subpoenas in a criminal investigation into conspiring to impede ICE operations. Now, this was back on January 20th. There we go. Sorry, January is a month that I really don't care about. But, like, they have been served subpoenas. What that means is they are being asked very nicely, but they are required by law to show up in court and testify and talk about everything that's been going on. Now, that may or may not lead to anything. But, like, that's a start in the right direction, you know? So, you know, it is kind of... I think you guys might remember Tim Walz did, like, choose that he wasn't going to rerun for governor. Probably a good idea, in my personal opinion. And then the Mayor Frey, the white libtard cuck that was saying, "Get the fuck out of my city." They all fucking suck, man. I just hate them all. They're all performative activists, and they do a really bad job at it. They do a really, really, really bad job at it. Oh, speaking of more white pills, chat. Speaking of... you guys will be happy with this too, probably. Ilhan Omar is under investigation for how much money she's made while being in Congress. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would have thought she'd be under investigation for the alleged, like, brother marriage thing, but, you know, we'll get her where we can, I guess. So, but she is now under investigation for that, and hopefully that means that you know, if she's not guilty, I don't care. You know, fine with me. I still hate her as an individual. Oh, I don't hate her. I hate a lot of... I hate the Christians that we just talked about. I don't hate her. I deeply dislike her. But, like, if she's not, like, guilty of anything, especially when it came to the Somali stuff, don't care. You know, she can continue being a worthless, a worthless individual for her constituents. If she is guilty, I want them to deport her. I'm going to be real with you. I want them to deport her. Send her back to Somalia, you know? Contempt is a better word? Sure. Contempt is probably a better word. So there you go. I figured sharing that with you, give you guys some more white pills, you know. Oh, I forgot about this. This just pissed me off. I'm not gonna stick too much on it, and then I think we'll I'll let you guys decide. Do you want to watch? Press 1 if you want to watch the side scrollers interview tonight. Press 2 if you just want to wind it down. I'm fine either way, honestly. You know. If I don't watch it tonight, it'll probably be tomorrow. But press 1 if you want to watch it tonight. Press 2 if not. But this was very disgusting. To see. Where there's a lot of lying right now when it comes to all the ICE stuff, and it's just like, again, I understand that ICE can mess up, and I am fine admitting that the ICE could have messed up in some different cases, you know. But like when people lie, like this couple right here, they lied and said that their son or their child was tear gassed, or they're not just a child, their children was tear gassed by ICE. But come to find out, these two parents don't have any kids with them, and their children were left in the car for hours, allegedly. And it sounds like allegedly they were rioting with a gang member. And I'm just like, why do these people reproduce? Why do these people fucking reproduce? You know, man, I am really fucking tired of seeing child abuse like that as well. What are you voting on if we are going to watch the Side Scrollers interview tonight? 1 for yes, 2 for go to bed. But I'm like really fucking tired of seeing child abuse like that. And I don't have 100% of an answer right now. I really don't. But it is depressing. Really fucking depressing. Children don't deserve that. You know? And I hope that all of these adults that do that to their children, they lose their children. Or they go to jail. Either way, go to jail, you know. Adults of the future, yeah. I'm heading off, that's fair. I think we will probably just wind it down. I think we'll wind it down. But before you leave, chat, I want to give you a preview for what tomorrow's stream is. Okay? Want to give you guys a preview. Okay? Where's the nuclear mushroom cloud emote? So tomorrow, depending on what time I get home from work, I will probably have a longer stream. But I will have Dama, friend of the show, come on. And we are going to talk about body cam footage. And we're going to talk about lolcow. But not just any lolcow. The worst and most ugly looking lolcow you can imagine. Who has recently come into the media because he decided to threaten, spoiler alert, since we're talking about him all night, I guess, since all of this is around ICE, he decided to threaten ICE. Now, I do think the way that he threatened ICE, he might not get in trouble for it. Because very obviously, what he said was like, if you come into my home, I will take lethal force against you. And it's... He got arrested. Did he get arrested recently? Like right now? If he got arrested right now, then that'll be the perfect thing to like just talk about tomorrow. But like, I know he was arrested previously, twice. But like, we're gonna talk about him tomorrow because I've never talked about him really on the chat. I believe so. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll take a look. I've never talked about him because like I don't really like talking about lolcows. I like enjoy and I enjoy like laughing at in private. But now that he has gotten national attention, I am going to talk about him tomorrow with my good friend Dama, provided her power isn't out and my power isn't out. If he's arrested, that's a straight up W. I would agree because he is a pedophile. Normally, I wouldn't say that. What's wrong with his shoulders? It's a good question. Normally, I wouldn't just like brazenly call people that without proof. But like this man has been caught in so many sting operations with people pretending to be minors to catch him that like I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in saying that this guy's a pedophile. Like he's been caught so many times. It's unironically, that's just disgusting. He's in custody now. Okay. All right, hold on. I have to look this up. You guys are making me like... Is he actually... Let's see. I'm gonna have to like... No, he isn't. There's only one place I could look for that would get me this information. This guy eats rats for a living? No. Let's see. Are you guys just joshing with me? I think you guys are messing with me. I think you guys are messing with me. I don't see anything talking about him actually being arrested. Yeah, I don't think he was arrested. I think you guys are messing with me. Asmongold saw the video of his arrest. Well, that's a little different. We'll be going through that tomorrow as well. We'll go through that tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to be done. Let's see. Niannis is playing Hightail, it looks like. Or are they? Hold on. Is she actually playing Hightail right now? Hold on, let me refresh. If she is, I'm sending you guys to Niannis. Niannis is live right now. I'm sending you to Niannis over on YouTube. Does she, is she, Oh, she is. She is. I will send you guys to Niannis over on Twitch as well. She on Kick? She is on Kick, so I'll send you guys to her all over. All right, chat. I will see you all tomorrow night. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Make sure to give Niannis all the love. Spam cat emotes. Yeah, spam cat emotes. That works. Just spam cat emotes, and that's it. Confuse her AI friendo. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna fucking go to bed and deal with a half day tomorrow. Peace and love. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good